WPower.com, WPower.com. That's WPHIG, Power. KFI, AM 640. The people in prison committed the crime. Period. And that's all that matters. They're telling their victims it doesn't matter. They committed the crime. And gangs are in the business of crime. Still again, they don't do anything else but commit crimes all day. Live 1 to 4 p.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the IR radio app. Bomb, 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 dang, 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 sing it on into. The first time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll free from east of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies toll free, call 800-618-8255. To reach George via Skype, use Skype name George97313. Send George a text message anytime at 818-298-6521. This is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Next hour, Dr. Michael Shallow joins us as he talks about the alien spacecraft and the wreckage and bodies and all that great stuff. Coast to Coast next year is part of the program. So this is Wednesday, and that means for you Coast Insiders, you get 2 more programs from the old RTL. We share these 2 classic programs. One from 1996, we get to Dan Gale's art. And then from 1997, our Houston Classic Open Lines. We love those open lines. Plus, this is classic audio. It's available for Coast Insiders. It's heard without interruption on multiple platforms. It's very easy to become a Coast Insider at just about 50 cents today. It's sure enough, like these folks, they love it. Hi, this is Jerry from Fairland, Texas. Loyal listener since 1996. I love being a Coast to Coast Insider because I can download shows to my phone and listen anywhere in Texas, from our Gulf Coast beaches to the mountains of Big Bend.
Hi, I'm Pam from Denver. I've been a Coast to Coast Insider for many, many years and love it. I get to listen whenever I want and get to tap into art shows, show vaults. You too can get these cities. Become a Coast to Coast Insider today.
This is Jack. I'm a Coast Insider and I love the show. I can replay the show from the night before anytime with the show archive. All of the guests are very informative and super entertaining. Sign up and become a Coast Insider today. You'll be glad you did. You sure will. The Tom entry is 15 cents a day. Sign up for one of 2 ways. Our website, coasttocoastam.com. It says Insider at the top of the homepage. Shows up all the information. Or download our free Coast to Coast AM app from your app store. To the app with profiles and subscriptions you can sign up that way. And if you live in Canada now or worldwide, you too can become a Coast Insider, so take advantage of that. Now here's something to help you each day in now. HealthyLooking.com has a combination of products to help with everyday stress, fatigue, and moodiness, while increasing energy and stamina. Will help to fall asleep easier and more soundly while losing weight. It elevates in the morning for energy and focus. Then it's weight management and sleep combo for 4 best works great.
I've maybe gotten 4 to 5 hours of sleep max a night. I'm sleeping between 6 and 7. I wake up, use the bathroom, but I go right back to sleep, which has never happened before, which is pretty awesome. I noticed a higher level of happiness. I also noticed that I wasn't taking naps. I had more energy. I was more in the moment with my kids. Like, we were laughing more. We were more excited. Every single person needs to feel this. I lost 10 pounds and 5.5 inches off my waist, and I'm so proud of myself. It gives you energy. It helps you sleep better. It just works. I stand by it 100%. I was on a handful of medications to help me sleep, to help me be happy. Tons of therapy. When I'm ready to go to sleep, I'm getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Lost some pounds. pounds, inches, meaning my family has needed that.
Get Georgia's Power Pack. Accelerate and elevate, including free gifts each left for daytime weight maintenance. Plus, free shipping with promo code George. Accelerate, elevate, free gifts each swim, and now free shipping for one exclusive special price with Georgia's Power Pack. Order now at healthylooking.com or toll free 800-394-9930. That's 800-394-9930. Jump on board now for better focus, less stress, a great full night's sleep, and weight loss with Georgia's Power Pack exclusively at healthylooking.com. That's healthylooking.com. Have you ever wondered if we are alone in this vast universe? Marvelous Entertainment thinks about this all the time, and they've released the newest in science fiction that specifically deals with this question as well. Marvin Sunderland is a certified film director, science fiction genius, Army veteran, mechanic, video game developer, and he is behind the series of sci-fi novels that includes a 7-novel masterpiece bringing out the best of your imagination. Journey with Sergeant Waggett in search for crashed alien spaceship leads into an alien invasion. Embrace yourself with that war underway in the end. Sergeant Waggett promises to take your imagination to simply marvelous. Want us to get 20% off the entire 7-novel series? You can do that and all future graphic novels when you enter coupon code Coast to Coast, all lowercase, at marvelous.com. That's marvelous.com. marvelous.com. The best-selling Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier uses proven Oxy technology that quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and more. People are raving over how well the Thunderstorm freshens their home. Any odor will disappear. Odors from litter boxes, trash cans, cigarette smoke, dirty diapers, you name it. And best of all, there's no filters to buy. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you need clean, fresh air. Also, it has a USB port for your car or truck. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com right now and put in discount code RADIO to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use discount code RADIO and shipping is free. Hey, and welcome back to Coast. George Foley with Randall Carlson. We take text and tweets. And Tom, you've got one of our listeners sent you a message? We sure do. So Randall, Rebecca in Idaho, she wants to know if you know about Montana megalith, ancient megalith, dolmens, ancient cities, and monoliths. Yes, I've actually had several people send me some things on that. I haven't examined them in the field myself, so I can't say whether at this time, I have no opinion on whether they're natural or human great structures. Yeah, very interesting. I would very much like to see them, and I probably will in the near future, because I will just mention, for those who are interested, myself and my colleagues, we regularly do tours of these great floodlands and other sites of catastrophes. We have a tour coming up in May that we're going to be doing, exploring the great floodlands, catastrophic floodlands of eastern Washington, and I'll be simply training people to understand the language of catastrophes, because it is a whole language that involves many components, that has its own grammar, and I'm trying to train people in how to recognize and read these landscapes of catastrophes. So if anybody's interested, randallcarlson.com is my website. I do the Cosmographia podcast. Also, I'm affiliated with howto.com that has links to all of the things that are coming up. You know, we have a conference coming up in April that we're going to be doing. We're going to be diving into the symbolism of the Grail and a lot of other, the Holy Grail and a lot of other things. And then in June is going to be the Cosmic Summit in Asheville, North Carolina, being organized by George Stewart, who is one of the co-founders of the Comet Research Group that has done all of the work on the younger lives. And there's, in both of these conferences, there's an incredible group of researchers and speakers and presenters that have come together. So if people want to find out more about that or any of the tours, RandallCarlson.com, Outreach.com, and that's the only source. There's one other website out there that's fraudulently selling my work, so I don't want people to go there. RandallCarlson.com or Outreach.com are the two legitimate sites where you can find out about what we've got going on. And it's going to be some great stuff. And I'd like to talk to you and going on one of these tours sometime, George.
Yeah, just send the week some emails with dates, and I'll check my schedule. Joe in the Bronx. Go ahead, Joseph.
Hey, George, how are you?
I'm well.
Good. Yeah, Randall, I wanted to ask you if we would ever experience an impact of the caliber that struck the Yucatan and wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago.
What do you think of that, Randall?
Well, that, that kind of brings us back to what we were talking about in one of the earlier things. The big asteroids, the single, I kind of liken them to like in terms of
Planet.
the planet would be like a 45. And what I'm suggesting is that the greatest danger is really the shotgun blast. But yeah, it could happen, but I think it's not like.
The next up, Tom in Massachusetts. Hey, Tom, go ahead, sir.
Randall, I'd like to have your thoughts on whether you think God sent the comets to wreck Atlantis like the flood, if I got the okay, could you repeat the question? I'd like your thoughts on whether God sent the comets to wreck Atlantis like the flood from Noah's Ark. Well, that's an interesting question. That's a loaded question.
Does God do these things, huh?
Yeah, look, if God was going to destroy the earth, he couldn't come up with a more effective way than directing a comet or an asteroid to an Earth, direct Earth impact. From the scientific standpoint, I've got to believe that it was totally natural. It's part of the cosmic structures that we're involved in, part of the cosmic ecosystem. But when you get into these concepts, theological concepts, those are very interesting questions. And there's possibilities here that I wouldn't rule out, but I'm not going to put my reputation on such an idea. So I'm going to go with that it was probably a natural event because we are embedded in a cosmic ecosystem. And regular impacts are part of that process, just like, the seasons and everything else. If you're theologically oriented, intelligence in the universe, I don't necessarily think that this was like a deliberate act of God. It's just intrinsic to the nature of the universe that we inhabit. And I think that perhaps we human species evolved on this planet because if you think about it, we're the first human species, at least that I know of, from the fossil record, that has the ability to foresee events like this and potentially do something to deflect. We talked about that earlier, George. The idea of deflecting a comet or an asteroid and preventing a catastrophe. And so far, we're the only species on Earth that can do this.
And deflecting is much better than blowing it up.
That's right. We both agree on that.
East of the Rockies, Peter's with us in Ocala, Florida. Welcome to the show. Hi, Peter. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, George, I love the music you play. Randall, I have a question for you. In regards to you talking about comets and cast off material from comets and the impact and asteroids, I have been picking up a lot in my travels. I hike a lot. I've done wilderness search and rescue for 20 years and mountain rescue and hiking on my own. I've gotten from Alaska, Maine, and both sides of the coast. And I go to people who know rock. And I'm an amateur rock guy, and I asked them what they are, and they can't tell me what they are. And I asked, like, oh, did you see, like, a chunk of axle? Like, so you people are quick to say, no, but they can't tell me what the rock is. Really? Well, really good to find out some of this.
Yeah, of course, I haven't seen them. With a lot of that material, you have to use sophisticated technology to prove one way or another. Typically, your scanning electron microscope, energy dispersive X-ray spectroscopy. These kinds of things can determine the origin, the composition, the age of the, they can look right into the atomic lattice composing the rocks and identify what they are. I wouldn't be surprised if some of what you have found could be cosmic in origin. Just like with TRILLIONAIRE, there are some things out there, rocks that look like that, particularly if they're basalt or igneous in nature. Again, I wouldn't know without having seen them, but the thing to do, there are testing laboratories. If you had, I'm not sure what they're charging, but I think some of them charge just fairly reasonable, like a couple $100 to run a scanning electron microscope test, and then that should tell you what they are. Here's what I would speculate. I would speculate that probably most of them are not cosmic, but there's a good chance that some of them are. But again, without having seen the rock, and I couldn't say, and even just looking at them, I couldn't necessarily tell with 100% certainty. What if you got one like geology here, and a lot of rocks, and sometimes it's very difficult to just tell. But I hope you can find out. I mean, keep your collection, keep growing your collection, and at some point, you may get the opportunity to have a test that you'll know for sure.
Randall, what if you go to a geology department of the university?
So that is the likely place to go that would have the technical means for testing them and determining their composition. That's exactly right.
First time caller Jesse in Georgia. Hey, Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Randall, it's Jesse Wise, your old fellow. Oh, Jesse Wise, how you doing?
I'm fine. Tell them how much water you think was released from that shelf that melted, and did it create the Great Lakes?
Oh, that's a really good question, Jesse. I think that the answer is yes. We could do a whole discussion on the origin of the Great Lakes. I definitely think the Great Lakes are an after effect of the Great Meltdown. There were tremendous floods that came, particularly like discharging off the southern point there of Lake Superior. There were tremendous floods that came down and carved the trough that is now occupied by Lake Michigan. And one of the cool things is that we now are getting what are called the bathymetric charts, which display the topography at the bottom of lakes and including large lakes and the ocean. And the bottom topography, particularly of Lake Superior, but also of Lake Michigan, is the same type of topography that you see in the channel scablands of eastern Washington that were carved by these gigantic floods of hundreds of millions of cubic feet per second. That's pretty much convincing evidence. And I think what happened, Jesse, was that when the meltdown happened, you had a lot of water that accessed the bottom of the ice sheet and flowed under tremendous pressure. Now, you know that ice flow occupied all of the basins that are now part of the Great Lakes. And so when the meltdown happened, you had huge gushes of meltwater under tremendous pressure actually moving under the ice. So yeah, I think that water moving under pressure excavated, was largely responsible for excavating the basin that the Great Lakes now occupy. Does that make sense?
Sounds good to me. Laura's with us now in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Laura, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm calling about outer space, satellites, international space station is destroying Earth's atmosphere because of outer space, causing the corona disease and fires and earthquakes. in the atmospheric river in California.
Well, you don't have to worry too much about the International Space Station. It's not going to be up there forever, but I don't think it has any effect on anything up there. Do you, Randall?
Okay, if I got the question, no, I don't think the International Space Station is contributing in any way to any climate or environmental effects or catastrophic effects.
Are the ice ages cyclical?
I would say, yeah. We didn't get to talk about that, but I think that's a very good question. I did mention that what characterizes the Pleistocene is this oscillating climate of the Earth between full glacial age, ice age, and interglacial age like we now are in. There's a fair amount of evidence that shows that they do appear to be very cyclical. Not exact, but still there should be a strong element of cyclical events that, where the Earth transitions into and out of the ice age. One thing that we can say is that this last transition is probably the most catastrophic of the entire Pleistocene, the one that actually ended the Pleistocene. And here's why I say that. If we think about the loss of species, the mass extinction event, particularly like the one that occurred at the end of the last ice age, basically what happened was the top of the food chain was decapitated. Half of the great animal species on Earth did not survive those transitions. The floods, the fires, the impacts, the volcanic eruptions, and so forth. By the time we got to that 11,600 year ago date that we were talking about, they're pretty much gone from the scene completely. And they were gone in a geological eyeball. Now, loss of species can be thought of as the yardstick to measure the destruction of habitat. The greater the destruction of habitat, the more species are going to go extinct. In order to find an equivalent species level event, extinction level event of species, we have to go back 5 million years to find one that's the equivalent severity of the mass extinction that occurred just 11 and 12,000 years ago. That tells me that this event, which generally is framed around the period called the Younger Dryas, was probably the most severe climatic and catastrophic episode on this planet in millions of years. However, it is also clear that there have been many catastrophes. And where we're at now with this is that from the 1980s into the early 2000s, the scientific community came to recognize that these great catastrophic events were responsible for the mass extinction and the catastrophic rearrangement of the whole biosphere. Where we're at now with our understanding is that catastrophic events have also likewise caused the extinction of human civilization.
They sure have. Randall, thanks again for being on the program. Let's not let 3 years go by this time before getting you back on. Up next, Dr. Michael Sala joins us as we talk about alien spacecraft and wreckage and bodies.
To access the audio archives of Coast to Coast AM, log on to coasttocoastam.com.
I've tried a lot of language learning apps lately, and Rosetta Stone is hands down my favorite. I love that it teaches you phrases you can use in real-life conversation, and they have the best speech recognition tool. It tells you how accurate your pronunciation is, so you can really nail your accent. In almost any language you want, like Spanish, Italian, Chinese, and Korean. Or get access to all 25 languages for life with Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription. Check it out at rosettastone.com.
On IC's Daily Game podcast, the cultural icon unveils words of wisdom and motivational quotes collected over the years. No punches are pulled, as Ice shares its special brand of profound and brutal honesty on topics like romance, success, failure, and more. You can't sit back and say, I'm going to win this game and not go to fantastic. Listen to IC's Daily Game on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. Your traditional investments aren't so great right now. So how about investing in an asset that will hold its value and it's fun to own? Have you ever wanted a Rolex and never thought you could afford one? Well, let me suggest Bob watches. Rolex, Omega, Cartier, Tudor, and more. They have them all. You can buy, sell, or trade. They have a huge inventory of luxury watches, free overnight shipping, and a great selection of vintage Rolex watches too. Bob's Watches is a trusted online store to buy or sell modern and vintage luxury and pre-owned watches. All watches 100% authentic and independently certified. And now, $200 off. Just Google Bob's Watches and Bill Handles and click the link to get your discount automatically applied. So if you're looking to sell your luxury watch, it's fast, easy, both online from the watch expert. Google Bob's Watches and Bill Handles. That's Bob's Watches and Bill Handles. This smart device is made for more than just dumb jokes and weather reports. So your smart device to play AFI AM 640. You know what? Los Angeles, Orange County, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Want to carry a gun? I'm 3 minutes in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. There's been a flood of concealed carry permit requests in California since the Supreme Court struck down the New York law last year. That means states are now required to hand them out to anyone who meets basic legal requirements. There are restrictions being considered. The strike continues for LA Unified School District employees. Today is the third and final day. That means school is in session Friday. Talks have resumed between the union and district representatives. Their Snarbath says she's now mediating negotiations. The workers are asking for more money and better working conditions. 11 buildings have been red tagged in Montebello. The National Weather Service says, yes, it was a tornado. Kids in a nearby school saw it all.
All of a sudden, we open the door a little bit, and we just see, like, there's just the wind starting to build up, and then it just goes up faster and faster.
National Weather Service says this was an EF1 with winds reaching 110 miles per hour. One person was injured, several cars damaged. There was also Tornado Tuesday in Carpinteria at a mobile home park. That was categorized as an EF0. It damaged about 25 homes with winds 75 miles per hour. A New York City grand jury hearing former President Trump's hush money payment case will meet today. The investigation centers around alleged payments made to adult film star in 2016 to cover up an alleged affair. There's an asteroid the size of a skyscraper it's going to pass by Earth this weekend. NASA says asteroids of this size only approach Earth about once a decade. You'll need a telescope to see it. And actor Dick Van Dyke was involved in a solo car crash last week. He was a bit bloody, but he's going to be fine. The police have notified the DMV to have him retested. He's 97. California does not have a maximum age limit for driving. Southside weather from KFI, drier by afternoon, highs around 60. Right now it's 51 in Yorba Linda. Balboa Island checks in at 52, 48 for Glendale, and 47 in Topanga Canyon. We leave local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Bree Tennis.
In 405 southbound connected to 605 northbound, we have a crash involving an overturned car blocking that transition road. Watch for delays as you approach this area. Moreno Valley, this is on the 215 northbound, right before Eucalyptus. We have a crash there taking up the two right lanes. You're seeing delays from Alessandro. And in the city of Orange, we have this news. Further effect on the 55 northbound at 7th Avenue has been cleared. KFI, the sky, don't get you there faster on my man. At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit Uline.com.
From 1909 to 1979, state-run hospitals in California performed thousands of sterilization procedures as part of the Spanish law. After 1979, this practice continued in some state prisons. If you are left unable to have biological children after surgery while living in a state-run facility or while in custody of a California prison, you may be entitled to compensation. For a confidential application, call 1-800-777-9229. Deadline to apply is December 31st, 2023.
You locked your cat up this tree?
Yeah, he's way up there and scared to come down.
Hang on, I'll get him for you.
Be careful, mister.
Thanks, kid. Here you go.
Where did you come from? And where's your mat and tape?
What? Oh, no, your mom and dad called us to clean out your shower drain.
What?
They were up a tree too.
Really?
Your drain was really clogged, backing up, and we have to stop that nasty stuff from invading your bathroom.
So you're a hero?
Try to be every day. We're rooter heroes.
Wow.
We make sure you live in a safe, clean house. Go on.
Thanks for rescuing George.
It's what a hero does.
If you have a question, call ViralRabbi coming in there or online at ViralRabbi.com.
Accredited investors. With some banks failing and the market trending in the wrong direction, the need to hedge against inflation and invest your money in proven high return assets is now. First National Realty Partners has historic returns of 15% IRR from their $1.5 billion in commercial real estate assets. Their relationships with national brands like Walmart, Whole Foods, Publix, and more gives them the advantage over any other real estate investment opportunity. Be smart and invest your money in grocery-anchored commercial real estate with historic returns of 15% IRR. Call them at 888-301-9010. That's 888-301-9010. Or go to snrpradio.com. That's snrpradio.com. You'll enjoy all the benefits of fully passive real estate ownership. Get in on the current deals while they're available. Call 888-301-9010. Or go to snrpradio.com now. Securities are only available to verified accredited investors. Investments are subject to risk, including loss of principal. Cash distributions are not guaranteed. Any representation about investor stability reflects SNRP strategy and may or may not be realized. Visit snrpradio.com. I'm attorney Gary Capanosi, founder of 1-800-NO-COP, reminding you to exercise your right to just shut up. It doesn't make you look guilty, but makes you look smart. 1-800-NO-COP. Because no one looks good in cop unless you're into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-COP. This is Steve Cabana. If you've been in a truck accident, call 844-24-DISCO. KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk. You're listening to Coast AM with George Norrie. Up next, Dr. Michael Cumlin joins us as we are going to talk about the United States government's alien spacecraft and what is going on coast to coast. If you want to improve your marketing, you need what is called the Manchester Test. The Manchester Test can improve your ability dramatically and is a must-have for every responsible gun owner. The Manchester Test, this is what it is. It's a high-tech, easy-to-use system that is used extensively by a lot of people, including the military, that improves your aim quickly and gives you confidence in your ability to protect what you care about. Here's how it works. You attach the Manchester Test to your firearm, connect with an app on your smartphone or tablet via Bluetooth. It gives you instant feedback on what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and how to correct your technique. The Manchester Test is like a firearms instructor in your pocket. 94% of the folks that use it improve within 20 minutes using Manchester Test. The best part of it, you can use it safely at home. Best in the world do dry fire practice at home, and Manchester Test is the best way to train at home. There's no driving to the range, spending money on range boots and ammo. You can save a ton of money and improve your shooting. Start improving today if you look at manchestertest.com. Manchester, M-A-N-T-I-S, action.com.
IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-242-6979 if you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns. Help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-242-6979 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-242-6979 to see if you qualify. That's 800-242-6979.
And welcome back, Dr. Michael Sala with us. Your story here. Dr. Sala is a pioneer in the development of actual politics. He was an assistant professor, research and resident in the School of International Service at the American University from 1996 to 2004. He has a PhD in government from the University of Queensland, Australia. He's also the founder of the Exopolitics Institute, a not-for-profit organization that analyzes the political implications of that particular life. And here he is back in Coast to Coast. Michael, welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Thank you. Good morning, George.
How many times has this country?
We actually had our first interview in 2003, so it's been 20 years. So this is, it's been, time has flown, and because, we've had some interviews a couple of times a year, so that was a real lot.
Right. How have you been? What's new?
Well, definitely I've been monitoring what's going on in the kind of exopolitical field, and it's been really wild how much the UFO issue has now become mainstream. People questioning what they're all about, from. I mean, the extraterrestrial explanation is now being seriously considered, which is a big change from 20 years ago when anyone talking about UFOs and extraterrestrial in academia or Congress or the mainstream media was ridiculed. Now it's like, wow, it's taken much more seriously.
Well, objects that we shut down a month or so ago after the Chinese balloon was shut down, they're not saying too much about it.
What? Yeah, well, that really, to me, was a pivotal point in American history. I think that's when a lot of people suddenly realized that this UFO phenomenon is real, and it's very, very interesting how it was shaped, how the whole event was kind of presented in the mainstream media as these UFOs. Like the last couple of years, we've had these congressional meetings, we've had a number of media reports about the new office discussing UAPs, and UAPs were supposed to be the decisive term, more neutral term to discuss the UFO phenomenon. But yet the mainstream media, when these objects were shot down, were describing them as UFOs. And that's very interesting that that kind of terminology came back. It was like someone wanted the public to kind of consider UFOs as objects that could be extraterrestrial in origin, and you have the mainstream media kind of like wrestling with that. Someone wanting to say, well, they could be extraterrestrial, they could be Russian, they could be Chinese, but we don't know what they are, and I think that's very significant. It was like there was, I think what's behind them is that these were craft that had been manufactured by some company, some corporation, and whether it was just being flight tested or whether they were part of an operation, that's not clear. But definitely, people were given these images in the mainstream media that these could be a threat, and that kind of played into the whole
last couple of years when the UAPs were being presented as international security threats. So you have to kind of put two and two together there and question, well, if someone releasing these objects because they want the American public to believe that there's this UFO threat out there, and while they're not going as far as saying that it's extraterrestrial, they're still leaving the origin question sort of open. And I think it's the beginning of something major. They just hushed it up pretty quickly, though, didn't they? Well, they got people talking about it, and I think it was really to test the reaction. How would people react to it? And yeah, we had speculation, media coverage. Everyone was focused on it, and people's attention was diverted away from other things like the war in Ukraine, which is now starting to turn. Seymour Hersh's stories about the Nord Stream pipeline. So it does seem that the UFO issue was being used to kind of like distract people from other things that the deep state didn't want the public to focus on. And yeah, right now we're experiencing what could be an action collapse. The Nord Stream trade, a big issue. So UFOs have been played, and I think that's always been the game plan, right? The UFO disclosure, the truth about UFOs wouldn't come about because all of a sudden the United States had a change of heart, like we revealed the truth or something. The United States would have released some of the information in a way that would promote their agenda in other ways. So I think that's probably what we're seeing with the whole shoot down. And yeah, I think much more to come. What do we know about Commander of Norway, General Langdon? Well, he's a really interesting figure. I mean, he has enormous power as the four-star U.S. general in charge of Northern Command and NORAD, and both of those really are vital for controlling airspace in the United States, and also being in charge of the United States continuity of government emergency. And what that means is if the U.S. government was decapitated in some way through some kind of attack or other kind of catastrophe, that the continuity of government would place General Van Herk in charge of running it all and getting everything in the United States up to a point where it can function smoothly, making sure that the people are in place. And he would be the overall kind of military commander for that. So he was pretty well unknown up until the UFO shoot-downs, because these shoot-downs were, as best as I have been able to find out, these were the first time NORAD had shot down craft over North America, over the United States and Canada. So NORAD is a military cooperation between the United States and Canada to protect the North American airspace. And so NORAD shooting down these three and the kind of big balloon that that I think China did say that it was there, but not everyone agrees. But nevertheless, those four things were shot down by NORAD, and that was the first time NORAD had operated. And General Van Herk all of a sudden was elevated from being this kind of mysterious figure or this unknown figure that was in charge of NORAD and Northern Command. All of a sudden, he being interviewed and being kind of discussed in the major media. So everyone got to learn about this General Van Herk, which I found to be very, very curious. Because not everyone knows who the different commanders are of America's 11th Attack Command. Now all of a sudden people know about it. Now tell us about the Galactic Federation. Well, the Galactic Federation, contact these are being talking about that for many, many years. And what changed was that in December 2020, we had that extraordinary interview with Professor Haim Eshed, the founder of Israel's space program, and he was the guy that actually was behind Israel sending up military satellites. And over a career of 3 decades, he got to be involved at the highest level of military satellite technology, and got to work with the National Reconnaissance Office in the United States. He says that during the latter part of the Trump administration, that the Galactic Federation was communicating with Trump, and Trump wanted the Galactic Federation to reveal itself, but the Federation said that the United States or our planet wasn't ready yet, that we weren't at a level of technological development which would allow the revelation of extraterrestrial life without there being kind of like too much societal disruption. So, he was the one that put the Galactic Federation on the map. But what I thought was really curious timing was that this General Van Herp, he was seen apparently with a representative of this Galactic Federation receiving a disclosure plan that the Galactic Federation is continuing to kind of like operate behind the scenes at the highest level of the Earth government. Previously it was a Trump administration, now it's working with this General Van Herp, and apparently he was given a something like a thumb drive with a lot of information on it concerning disclosure. And that happened just before General Van Herp was seen, just before this series of UFO shootdowns at this continuity of government facility called Raven Rock Mountain Complex in Pennsylvania, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, that he was apparently seen there, meeting with the Galactic Federation representative, and that as this base has a spaceport below it, where this Galactic Federation representative spacecraft was parked, and that, that's very, very interesting, because Raven Rock Mountain Complex has been seen in the past with UFOs, that there have been UFOs spotted, and this has been documented by UFOs. So all of this kind of like is very suggestive that something concerning UFO disclosure involving the Galactic Federation and this General Van Herp are connected, and that this in some way was also related to the UFO shootdown. So something it almost seems to be like the opening act of something much bigger that's coming down the pipeline. There was a professor from Harvard University, Rabbi, do you know him? I know of him. I haven't met him, but he's been on the map for the last few years in terms of this interstellar object from Muamua, which today they said was just an astrological. They came out and said that today. Well, I think a lot of astronomers have been saying that from the beginning, but Professor Loeb, unless he's changed his position, he's been saying from the beginning that he believes that this was an artificial object, that he looked at the way it accelerated as it was passing through our solar system, and its shape and other characteristics, to come up with the idea that this is an interstellar object. And I think he's still saying that, too. Oh, good. Yeah, that's what I thought. And so, yeah, he believes it's an artificial object, and it's very interesting that the Muamua is like a Hawaiian word for like advanced scoutcraft, some sort of object coming in advance to kind of like survey the territory, pave the way, right? Yes, exactly. And he, Professor Lowe, just the last couple of weeks, wrote a joint paper with Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, who's the head of the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. That's the office that was just created last year to provide reports to the US Congress on UFOs, or UAPs as they're still called in officialdom. And they wrote about the possibility that these UFOs, or what is being seen by many scientific instruments, actually may be motherships. And that really got my attention, because, well, this is the first time you've got you've got a senior official, Sean Kirkpatrick, that runs the Arrow office, which is located in the Pentagon, and you've got Professor Avi Loeb, who is the former chief astronomer or head of the astronomy department at Harvard University, who now heads the Galileo project. They're openly speculating that some UFOs may be motherships and or releasing little, right? That these little objects that are being sighted, some of them might be close, actually derive or originate from motherships that have arrived in our solar system. So to me, this is really groundbreaking, because this is the first time you've actually had public officials speculating about extraterrestrial motherships in our solar system, and that kind of matches what I've been told by my sources, various sources, saying that since early 2021, a number of extraterrestrial motherships have arrived in our solar system, and they're here to oversee a major transition in planetary affairs on Earth. There's a congressman out of Tennessee, Tim Burchett, who has apparently done on record talking about recovered alien spacecraft and bodies. What do we know about this? Well, that's, I thought that was a really interesting development. I mean, that he is going on the record saying that there are these recovered spacecraft and bodies, and whether, and openly speculate whether these are being reverse engineered. And what he's talking about here is a briefing, an informal briefing given to the US Congress by Dr. Eric Davis around 2019, when he traveled to Congress, and people were very interested in the Tic Tac sightings, and they wanted to get more information. And so this Eric Davis, who has been working at the kind of cutting edge of future technology, Eric Davis was to give a briefing, a kind of informal briefing, because I don't think he held or holds an official government position at the moment, but he's been involved in some major scientific think tanks looking at future technologies. And so he went in and he talked about an incident that he was told about by a former three-star general, General Thomas Wilson, who he met with in 2002, and they had a discussion about a major U.S. corporation, probably Lockheed Martin. I mean, that wasn't admitted, but it's very likely either Lockheed or Northrop Grumman, Boeing, maybe, exactly, having a captured extraterrestrial spacecraft, and that he is studying it and trying to reverse engineer it. I was told rumors that we had these things, didn't we? Well, that's right. Of course, the most famous, of course, is the 1947 Roswell crash. I mean, there's been many very credible people coming forward, researchers, chronicling the whistleblower testimonies of hundreds of people talking about the Roswell crash. And of course, that's always been speculation, but you had this incident where this scientist lived with a former general who has the intelligence agency and wanted to learn more about this craft. Apparently, Even the defense intelligence agency didn't know what was happening in the secure vault of this corporation that had its hand on a tested extraterrestrial spacecraft. It's kind of like dovetails with my own research that I found that over the years what's happened is that control over advanced extraterrestrial technologies that have been recovered from various crash sites have been gradually moved from secure military facilities to corporate-run facilities.
Hold on for a second, Michael. We'll be back with you in a moment if you talk more about these incredible stories.
Join the Coast to Coast AM Facebook page with thousands of members. Show updates and connecting with other fans. Go to facebook.com/Coast to Coast AM and click the like button.
I'm Reed Hennigan of KFI 24-hour newsroom. Today is the third and final day of the LA Unified School District employees strike. That means school is in session Friday. Talks have resumed between the union and district representatives. Their Caravan says he's now mediating negotiations. Workers are asking for more money and better working conditions. There's been a flood of concealed carry permit requests in California since the Supreme Court struck down the New York law last year, has led to states being required to hand them out to anyone who meets basic legal requirements. Walt Disney Company is getting ready to cut 7,000 jobs, reducing its workforce by about 3%. First round of layoffs could begin March 30th. The end of an era, the Chevy Camaro was going out of production. Stop making the current generation next year. By afternoon, high for 50. Right now it's 51 in Cypress, 48 for Lake Forest, 45 for Highlands, and 47 in Encino. We read locals from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Reed Hennigan.
This is on the 405 southbound connector to the 605 northbound. And those are the cars blocking that transition rail blocking the ways as you approach. This is on the 133 northbound, right before the 405. Who has ever been there taking up the right lane? You're seeing flowing in that track. Moreno Valley, this is on the 215 northbound at Neutral Left Hit. Who ever tried taking up the two right lanes? You drive this southbound from Alessandro. They always see start. For emergency backup power, there is only one name you need to know. Duffy Power. Since 1965, Southern California has relied on Duffy for power in the most critical situations. Hospitals and high-rises, data centers, school districts, every form of business, big or small, even homes and RVs. Whether it's a new generator or Duffy's legendary repair and maintenance services or an emergency rental, Duffy Power has you covered 24/7, 365. If you live or do business in Southern California, you know it's no longer a question of if the power is going to go down. It's only a question of whether you're just going to let it happen or take control. Taking control means it's time to call Duffy Power. To learn how to protect yourself from the next outage and all the ones after that, go to DuffyPower.com. DuffyPower.com. That's DuffyPower.com. The media says indictments are looming against former President Trump anytime now in New York, Georgia, and Washington. Well, Trump calls it a political witch hunt, and Alan Dershowitz agrees. The famed liberal Harvard professor is speaking out against the targeting of Trump in his new book, Get Trump. All this week, Rob Smith is on Newsmax talking to Dershowitz about the weaponization of our justice system and the disturbing information revealed in the House subcommittee hearing. Rob Smith is exposing this abuse of power. Tune in to watch Rob Smith and Alan Dershowitz tonight. It's not about Trump. It's about you and your freedom, they say. Watch Rob Schmidt tonight at 4 p.m. Pacific. It's the hottest show on cable news. Find Newsmax on major cable systems and streaming ones like Roku, Samsung, Vizio, Pluto, Zumo, and more. Don't forget to download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone. You can watch it anytime, anywhere. You should be watching Newsmax. Encourage your friends and family to tune in today. KFI, AM 640. I mean, the hypocrisy is breathtaking on this. And even the most rabid anti-abortion group of people argue with a 10-year-old girl's sports insurance to go to church. Bill handles 16-year-old. Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. From the City of Angels, this is Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie.
From that one alone, classic voice there. ParanormalDate.com keeps cruising along, 328 people shy of 157,000 members at ParanormalDate.com.
Yeah, log on and find somebody to share some things with. What happens if you're looking for that person that's a bit more mature, say 60 plus? Well, we've got you covered there too. ParanormalDate.com/seniors. Now that's where to find those who are 60 plus, think like you do, and they're waiting for you right now. So ParanormalDate.com and ParanormalDate.com/seniors.
Stay healthy and build up your immunity.
HealthyLooking.com and Dr. Alan Malay brings 4 decades of experience in natural products for the exclusive stem cell wellness kit that works with your body's stem cells to assist your immune system. Here's Dr. Malay with more.
Whether it's physical activity, obesity, diet, smoking, low on hormones, stress, sleep disorders, or your age, can be supported by reducing inflammation and aiding the body to heal itself appropriately. Stem cell is a cell we need to hold what it needs. If there is inflammation creating high blood pressure, cholesterol, kidney disease, Alzheimer's disease, immune disorders, osteoporosis, even fatty liver are chronic signs of inflammation and can be aided by supporting the body's ability to protect those cells that it needs. And that is the purpose of ImmuStem and Adaptostem together, supporting the body to be productive.
Dr. Malay, how will I feel after taking Adaptostem and ImmuStem?
The ImmuStem is going to have an immediate effect. But I tell you, your immune system is starting to function better after 24 hours.
Yep.
You put Adaptostem along with it, and most will feel it within 30 minutes.
Order now at HealthyLooking.com. The stem cell wellness kit from Dr. Malay protects your body's stem cells and will make you feel better faster. The stem cell wellness kit with Adaptostem and ImmuStem and your free gift Relaxol is only available at HealthyLooking.com or toll free at 800-563-3980. That's 800-563-3980. Don't forget to enter POM.
So have you ever wondered if we're alone in our vastness of our universe? Marvelous Entertainment has, and they've released the newest in science fiction that specifically deals with this question. There's a fellow by the name of Marvin Sunderland. He's been a guest on our program who happens to have more titles than you can imagine. He's a certified film director, science fiction genius, Army veteran, mechanic, video game developer, and of course, the author behind the incredible series. So it's always fun, you know, when a book takes you on such a great ride. That's exactly what you do. These are 7 novels to get ready if you're on an amazing adventure. So join me with Marvin as we bring together all these incredible characters in the book, with Sergeant Waggett, for example, in search of a crash alien spaceship that leads to the alien invasion. So brace yourself about this war in the underworld. It's
20% off, by the way, the entire 7-novel series and all future graphic novels by entering coupon code Coast to Coast, all lowercase, at marvelous.com. That's marvelous.com. marvelous.com. Having repairs done in your apartment should never come with strings attached, like being harassed and constantly pressured for sexual favors.
My leaky faucet turned into the maintenance man asking, when are we going to get to know each other better? I didn't know air conditioner fixed, so my building manager repeatedly kept coming into my apartment unannounced and without permission. My landlord told me my rent would be free if I gave him something in exchange.
Sexual harassment by anyone associated with your housing isn't just wrong, it's against the law. The Fair Housing Act protects you from harassment, including someone making unwelcome sexual advances or refusing to make repairs because you deny sexual favors. If this happens to you, you can stop it by filing a complaint with HUD.
So I called HUD and filed a complaint against my building manager. No strings attached.
Fair housing. The law is on your side. To learn more, visit HUD.gov/fairhousing. That's HUD.gov/fairhousing. If you fear for your safety, call 911. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance. And welcome back to a story along with Dr. Michael Sama. Michael's website is exopolitics.org. Links up at coasttocoastam.com. Michael, there is a U.S. Army whistleblower that is claiming some incredible things. What is he saying? Well, he's a really fascinating person. I've known him since 2008, and he's served with the Army since 2019, and he's a contactee of someone who has had direct experiences with extraterrestrials, and he's shared that information with me over the years. And for various reasons, in 2019, he decided to join the Army. And one of the things that had happened over the years that we had been communicating was that he was sharing photos with me of UFO craft near military facilities, especially McDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. And he sent me dozens of these photographs, and I published them on my website. So this is a guy that's not just claiming to have had direct contact experiences with extraterrestrials and with crime belonging to a secret space program, but he's got photos. And he's got dozens of photos, and he shared them with me, and they clearly show the triangle-shaped, rectangle-shaped, and saucer-shaped craft that either belong to extraterrestrials or with or a part of the secret space program. So he was being encouraged by people within the U.S. Air Force to take these photographs, which makes his background even more interesting, that he was being encouraged and being placed in situations where some Air Force operatives would tell him, look up, and he would look up his aircraft and he'd start taking photos. So that was his background, and it seems that since he joined the military, that he has been allowed, encouraged to actually continue to tell me about his experiences. And now, as an active soldier, he's been taken on these incredible experiences, and he's been telling me about it, and I've been interviewing him, and we keep his identity anonymous because that's the one thing that is required by these operatives and for him to continue to serve, is that he has to do this anonymously, which is really extraordinary because in the 20 plus years that I've been working in the field, there's only been one other kind of like active serviceman who has been revealing what he knows about UFOs, and that was Sergeant Christopher Stone, who I believe you've interviewed in the past. And he was active from 1969 to 1991, and he was working with UFO researchers for about a decade in various ways. my Army whistleblower, and I just use the pseudonym JT for him, he hasn't been punished, he has been encouraged by people within his covert chain of command. And he's been taken off planet. And he said he was part of, for example, he was taken to Ganymede, the moon of Jupiter, as part of a convoy of a secret space program that had traveled to Ganymede to meet with the incoming group of extraterrestrials who had arrived in giant mothership. So he claimed that he was part of this convoy, and he had many missions, and that's one of them. And what makes that very interesting was what we discussed earlier, when you have Professor R.B. Loeb and Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, head of the RO office, talking about motherships releasing spacecraft or space probes in our solar system, which we've always assumed. Well, you know that? Well, yeah, but I think a lot of people kind of like speculated that the Roswell craft may have been just one of the little scout craft from a giant mothership, Earth orbit or in our solar system. So that's going back to 1947, and of course you have the famous George Adamski photograph, which even today hasn't been debunked after I think 70 years. I mean, he took these photographs and of the famous series. I think it was 5 spacecraft coming out of a very long star-shaped spacecraft. He claims they took him to Venus, wasn't it? That's right. Yeah, he says that the occupants of these craft were even at the Mars from Mars, from Saturn, and other planets in our solar system. And of course, he just had his story, but then he had some very prominent people supporting his credibility, that he was actively going to the Pentagon, right, that he had met VIPs all around the world to share his knowledge of the extraterrestrials. So this has been going on for decades, and so even today, as I said with my Army whistleblower JT, he is being taken off planet, and he had these encounters with different extraterrestrial visitors, and more recently he's been taken to these inner Earth facilities, cities under the earth, in subterranean regions, and he's had encounters with the occupants of these underground civilizations that go back many centuries, if not thousands of years. I mean, for example, he says that he's been taken, he's been part of these missions, military missions to an underground civilization populated by what he described as ant people. And he described them as being kind of like insectoid looking, kind of like ants, but they're humanoid, so that they stand upright, 2 legs, two arms with fingers, and they're very intelligent, and they have advanced technologies. And he says that these are ant people, which is fascinating when you look at some of the ancient Native American legends that talk about the ant people protecting the Native Americans during cataclysms at the end of the Third World. And I think we're in the Fourth World, according to the Hopi, that at the end of the Third World, the Native Americans were taken into the underground civilization, and they were protected until the Earth was suitable again, and then they were released on the surface of the Earth, and that's how the Fourth World began. So this whistleblower JT says that he was taken into this large underground complex, and he saw these advanced technologies, but yet the ant people had lived a very kind of pristine life. But they weren't overly technological. Even
advanced technologies like spacecraft and other things that would kind of like help them. They still live what you consider to be a kind of very clean or very pure lifestyle in harmony with nature. And so that kind of like was very, very revealing about this underground civilization that kind of like is consistent with these Hopi legends.
Truly remarkable. Did they describe what they look like?
Yeah, he says that they are smaller ones, but the smaller ones are 6 foot, like the soldiers. And he says he met the king of one of the ant people. Of the ant people, that's right. That was part of a 10-man mission, and they look human. They're humanoid. So, yeah, 2 eyes, but the eyes are more towards the side of the head, kind of like a deer, as opposed to like the alien grave. Similar to the alien grave, but with antenna coming out of the head and kind of like shaggy hair.
Maybe they were robots.
He said that they didn't look like robots at all. That they
Biological.
that they had small ones. That they had smaller beings. I mean, they had families and so forth. And that they have long given shelter to humans on the earth. People who get lost. I mean, you have all these stories about disappeared people. David Polides, I know you've heard a few times, and you talk about missing people. Well, Dave Hughes says that he saw a lot of humans living side by side, and that they were they were the descendants of humans from the first who somehow found their way into these underground caverns that apparently chose to stay there.
But these are not extraterrestrials.
The humans from the surface who are now living with the ant people, I mean, they just look like us. But the ant people themselves, I mean, they're indigenous to the earth. I mean, we can't call them extraterrestrials. They can call them extraterrestrials, but they are a completely distinct civilization, intelligent civilization in the earth underground. And they've been there a long, long time, as the Hopi Indians described.
They sound like big realists, don't they?
Well, I think the term ant people kind of like it is used to describe some aspects of the way they're organised and the way they look. Um, but they're very friendly. They do have advanced technologies, and according to JP, the ant people this year beginning to open themselves up to more visitors from the surface to their civilization. That they say that now is the time of the great reveal. This is the time when humanity will learn of its ancient origins and of the inner Earth civilizations. And so they have been, they've started to open up. And so hopefully what we're going to see as 2023 progresses and 2024 comes along, that you're going to have more people saying that they had traveled through and seen these ant people, and that they are here and that they're willing to share advanced technologies with us. It comes back to that earlier the issue that you discussed about the Galactic Federation saying it wasn't yet time for humanity, that we weren't technologically sophisticated yet, and they're kind of like helping us behind the scenes to get more advanced technologies. And so the ant people similarly were helping with some of these more advanced technologies, but kind of more technologies that would be used to kind of help us evolve into the free energy or alternative health as opposed to weapons technology.
What do we know about the former head of Egypt Antiquities, Dr. Zaki Hawar? What's he been up to?
Well, he is, as I'm sure many of your listeners are aware, Zaki Hawar was the former head of Egypt's Antiquities
Equities division. He was the guy that was under relations with Mubarak at the time. That's right. He was directly under Hosni Mubarak, former president, and he was the guy that was in charge of Egypt's pyramids and the Sphinx, and he was the one who would give press conferences on what was discovered there and deny any alien intervention. He hated it. Exactly, yes. He was the guy that was always Egypt. Always did. Yes, exactly. That he would deny that. That was what he was saying as doing. But very interestingly, he has just announced that he is doing I think it's a 23-city tour of the United States beginning in May, and he's going to Phoenix. He's beginning in Phoenix, Arizona. And that is very, very interesting that he chose to begin in Phoenix because my whistleblower, the Army guy, JT, says that he just came back. His latest mission was to the Grand Canyon. And in the Grand Canyon, he found a very large cannon, or he was part of a mission. There was a military mission. There were some hieroglyphs. I think that's right. He saw hieroglyphs. He saw evidence of an Egyptian civilization there in the Grand Canyon. And so he saw this, and he saw money. He saw gold tablets, golden metallic tablets, and he had the it says he saw these metallic golden tablets. That was the founder of the Mormon faith. That he says that these were there in the Grand Canyon, and so this was an incredible find, and then he says that he was given exposure to this because this is part of this kind of new disclosure initiative where the people that send me on these missions know that he's talking to me, that they're giving him permission to reveal this stuff to me, and so he told me this, and then shortly after that, we have Dr. Zawi Hawass saying that he's doing this 23-city tour. I thought, well, that's a coincidence. And in the beginning of Great Phoenix, where, of course, Phoenix being in Arizona, which is where the Grand Canyon is located. And it's like, well, is this what Zawi Hawass is here for? That he's really here to give us to do a tour of this Grand Canyon facility and maybe be part of this latest disclosure? Still with us, Michael. We're at the top of the hour, but we'll come back with more on Coast to Coast AM. Find out more about tonight's guest. Log on to coasttocoastam.com. We have figured how to prevent Medicare scams. If you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. You never get out your Medicare number. They're going to get your number, put in a false name. Just enough. How do you detect Medicare fraud? Just like I check my credit card statement, I check my Medicare statement monthly. If your statement and you do something that you know you did not have done, you report it. Call the Senior Medicare Control. To report Medicare fraud, call 855-613-7080. I see. Over the years, I've compiled thousands of inspiring and thought-provoking quotes, and now they are not as hard to use in my new daily life. I see in less than 5 minutes, I'll break down why these words matter and reveal personal stories that show their action and motivation. Besides, you still every week on Die Hard Radio, Apple Podcast, or
traditional investments aren't so great right now. So how about investing in an asset that will hold its value and it's fun to own? Have you ever wanted a Rolex and never thought you could afford one? Well, let me suggest Bob's watches. Rolex, Omega, Cartier, Tudor, and more. They have them all. You can buy, sell, or trade. They have a huge inventory of luxury watches, free overnight shipping, and a great selection of vintage Rolex watches, too. Bob's Watches is a trusted online store to buy or sell modern and vintage luxury and pre-owned watches. All watches 100% authentic and independently certified. And now, $200 off. Just Google Bob's Watches and Bill Handle and click the link to get your discount automatically applied. So if you're looking to sell your luxury watch, it's fast, easy. Go online from the watch expert. Google Bob's Watches and Bill Handle. That's Bob's Watches and Bill Handle.
You can find us on your smart speaker or on your dumb speaker if you plug it into something smart. I'm not plugging it into you.
Hey, smart speaker, say, play KFI AM 640. KFI AM Los Angeles, Orange County. He likes to call it Friday. Here's Jennifer Jones Lee with your Thursday morning wake-up call. What in the world? I woke up from my nap yesterday. I always wake up, roll over, drop the phone. Flying car. It was tornadoes. Went, what? No. And then I watched some videos and went, what? Yes? The funniest part about one of the videos that I watched yesterday, as people are, grabbing their cell phones and they're trying to watch these tornadoes, one in Carpinteria and then at the other one in Montebello. It was somebody who was watching the one in Montebello. And one of the guys goes, get under the deck. And the woman in the video goes, is that what you do? Get under the deck? And I thought, we all know how to stop, drop, and roll. But we don't know what the hell you're supposed to do when there's a tornado. It was great. It was such a moment of, hold on, this doesn't normally happen here. So we're going to talk to the National Weather Service a little bit later about this. Joe Gerard, a meteorologist, is going to join us because I have a couple questions for him. First off, what caused the two tornadoes yesterday? But also, when we talk about a bomb cyclone up in the Bay Area that they had, I want to get more definition on what these two things mean and why we're having them now, as opposed to any other time. But when's the last time we had a tornado in SoCal? That's also what I want to know. More than 15 homes and other buildings in Montebello were wrecked by a tornado. Even representing LA School District workers says it'll end the 3-day strike with a big rally at LA State Historic Park. And there are TikTok creators who are going to be chatting with Congress today. They're going to try and convince lawmakers not to ban that popular app. So let's start with some of these stories coming out of the KFI 24-hour newsroom. More than 15 homes and other buildings in Montebello were wrecked by this tornado. Nearly a dozen of them are red tagged. This guy says his house was damaged. The front house of the trees just pretty much collapsed too. It's broken. Most of our gates are broken. Roofs and fences were torn away yesterday. Video of the tornado shows debris swirling in the air, making a mess of the area when it came down. Cars were also damaged by flying pieces of roof. The National Weather Service says the tornado came on very quickly. I know producer Michelle was showing me some of the Getty images that they got, the overhead shots. It is the weirdest thing. If you told me that this was Oklahoma City, I'd say sure. But if you told me that was Montebello, I'd be like, come on now. Video caught a teacher at Vail High School getting sucked out of her classroom by the tornado. This senior student told NBC4 the strong wind sounded like bangs against the door. We opened the door a little bit, and we could see like the wind starting to build up, but then it just like got faster and faster. He says the strong gust pulled the teacher out and knocked her to the ground. The school was under a shelter-in-place order during the storm. National Weather Service meteorologist Joe Gerard will join us in just a couple of minutes. At least one person has been hurt and taken to the hospital because of a tree that fell at a high school in Calabasas.
LA County Fire Chief got a call last night about a downed tree in the Performing Arts Center parking lot. Video showed at least 4 cars under the tree. The city of Calabasas tweeted photos showing a scary moment at Calabasas High. Well, the union representing LA School District workers says it'll end its 3-day strike with a big rally at Los Angeles State Historic Park north of downtown. The workers say they plan to go back to school tomorrow. LA Mayor Baxter's office says negotiations will continue with the mayor working privately with all parties to reach an agreement. The union has demanded a 30% wage increase and other changes. The school district has offered about 24% more pay. A nonprofit in LA is providing food for families who miss their meal pickups during this LA school strike. The district says meal distribution has concluded. At 6 meals to cover the walkout, we're handing out all in one day. The social service organization Community Built says it has pre-packaged meals and fresh produce ready to be picked up for students or anyone else in need. Tickets are available between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. through Friday, but reps for the nonprofit say they're prepared to offer help as long as the community needs it. You can pick up these meals at Community Built in Lamert Park. In LA, Chris AFI News. When we come back, what exactly caused these 2 tornadoes that we had yesterday? And also, define again for me, if you would, please, a bomb cyclone. None of that is fun. None of that is fun in March. Or ever, quite honestly. So we'll talk with National Weather Service in just a second. In the meantime, Nick Kelly, good morning to you. Let's get a look at that early morning drive.
Morning, JJ. Looks like it's actually pretty still mellow this morning for the most part, which is kind of nice for things after a rough few days. Southbound 715, if you come out of the high desert, leaving to stay from Ranchero Road, it will be patchy for your drive through the Canal Pass. As you make your pass to 138, looks like there are problems, or were problems, several cars driving into it on the 15 southbound around Kenwood. Maybe a stick as well, but it looks like everything is off the light over now, so not too crazy bad for you there. Is there any kind of otherwise, there's something else that's slowing you down? Town 215 yourself on keyword is KFI traffic, north on 215. As you mentioned, Moreno Valley, still going for you right now from Oak Texas, heading toward Alessandro. From Alessandro, you go, it was 2 of the 3 lanes that down for overnight early morning South End tour. So that may still be underway. It's looking like a busy drive from the South End to the area. You can slow down for continuing further north on the 215 down from the road to 60 if it makes it toward UCR. Otherwise, LA, the remainder of the Inland Empire, Orange County, and LA County here, looking pretty decent, although something showing up in Linwood on the east side of the 105 this morning, heading toward Longview Boulevard. Got a crack in the carpool lane that will be still going for you from almost as far back as Wilmington Avenue. Stay if I'm the Skyhope 6 faster, I'm Nick Collier. 506 on your wake-up call. National Weather Service meteorologist Joe Sherrard is on with us. Joe, welcome to Wake Up Call. What a weird weather day we had yesterday. Yeah, it was one crazy day across the South Coast yesterday for sure. And of course, everybody wants to know why we had tornadoes yesterday.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we had a cold cyclonic flow aloft, as I would call it, and that causes instability in the atmosphere and also a little bit of humidity at low levels. And that combined with the showers and thunderstorms, one of the thunderstorms developed, it became fairly intense and with enough steam in the atmosphere, it produced a tornado and moved fairly quickly to Montebello. It was outside of an EF1 tornado, which is up to 110 miles an hour.
That's what the producer Ann brought me the tweet this morning, and she said it has been, they verified it at the National Weather Service as an EF1. And I was thinking to myself, in 30 years of doing the news, no one has ever had to bring me a sheet to explain what the difference is in tornadoes. I thought this is the first in 3 decades for me, in California, covering California my entire life.
Well, typically, if we do get tornadoes, it's typically weak, EF0, 65 to 85 miles an hour, and causes minimal damage. They're a little bit stronger, and it looks like it was the strongest tornado in the LA area in 40 years, I believe.
Wow, okay, well, that makes sense then. Now, when it comes to the bomb cyclone, I was also reporting on that one yesterday. That hit the Bay Area, knocking down trees. It had crazy winds accompanying it. What is the definition of a bomb cyclone?
Well, a bomb cyclone is also like a rapidly intensifying low pressure system. And it intensifies rapidly enough, in meteorological columns to say it drops 24 millibars in 24 hours. And that means that the storm system rapidly intensifies, very strong winds, sometimes rather specific, parking forces there with these kind of systems.
What is a millibar?
A millibar is a unit of atmospheric pressure.
Got it. Okay. Look at all we're learning from you this morning. This is like a crash course in meteorology, meteorological terms. I can't even say it. This is why I shouldn't do much for on this. So when it comes to our forecast, so as for today and any more rain on the way?
We have a few showers left over, believe it or not, from the storm that hit us a couple days ago. Still kind of like cold and stable, little off. So it looks like this morning we'll get a few showers. This afternoon we might see a few peaks of sunshine, and then it looks like dry through the weekend. Yes, right now it looks like we will have the next stretch of rain for the LA area. Looks like Tuesday until Wednesday next week, and we could get another half an inch.
Wow, so it's another good one.
And we might get some healing still in the
Put in
mountains.
Bearsville. Oh my gosh. All right, so thank you so much. It's definitely winter rain for the record book.
That's a very good. Thank you so much.
I take care. That is National Weather Service meteorologist. Wow. Joe Gerard.
The thing I said was go Bears.
Smarter.
It's what did you say? You said go Bears.
You know what a millibar is?
It's like huge for assholes.
Now, you take 20 years, it's shown up to Congress to convince lawmakers not to ban the popular app. CEO Joe Chu has defended the app.
So what are you doing?
Creator Jason Layton, who is in Oklahoma, says he has a large following. He says TikTok takes away the invisibility and allows him to join the public discourse.
We, as a community in America, we need this platform. We've gathered so much of the community on that platform that we weren't able to reach before on any other platform out there.
TikTok has about 150 million users in the U.S. The Biden administration and many states say they're concerned the app's security could be compromised by China's government. Now, a woman from South Carolina who sells greeting cards says her small business would suffer if TikTok is banned.
I think that so much of our community and the way that people find us and how we interact with our customers and our sales is driven by TikTok. That if that were to go away, our business wouldn't thrive and would survive.
Sally Tudwin says she sold more than 30,000 greeting cards in the last couple of years, and 95% of those sales were on TikTok. She says it's not just an app, but it brings people together. I know the woman who does my lashes. I know you, really. Yeah. So Noelle at American Honey Lashes, when she started her small business, so she does the lash extensions, but then she also does the regular strip lashes. And when she started selling her strip lashes, she said, I've been talking to people and they say you have to put this on TikTok if you're going to get a small business off the ground anymore. So she did. So she went ahead and got her small business off the ground. And now, if you go to American Honey Lashes on TikTok or whatever, it's all these different TikTok stories with women who are teaching the lashes, and you can watch them, try them, and whatever. But I was thinking to myself last night, if something like that, a small business owner like Noelle would lose so much because she's trying to get to, maybe women, I don't know, 25, 64, or younger than that, I guess even. But that is such a platform for a lot of people. So how do we figure out a way to make sure that the Chinese government isn't using the platform to spy on us, yet still allow these small businesses like Callie Sewin and her greeting cards and Noelle to continue to have their small businesses thrive on the social media platform? I don't know if there's a way to make it all happen, but I know that it's rough for anybody who has relied on TikTok to think that platform might go away. A man in Orange County has been charged with shooting someone outside a nightclub in Anaheim. He's facing attempted murder, shooting a gun at a bar, and other charges. Anaheim police say the man did not enter a plea at his arraignment yesterday. The case was rescheduled for April 5th in Fullerton. PLA Police Union has filed a complaint against Steve Moore for alleged misconduct. The complaint says Moore was negligent when he allowed the photos and report information of 9,000 officers to be released to a group known for its anti-police activism. The union says some of those unredacted photos include undercover officers, which puts them and their families in danger. The president of the LA Police Commission said he's also concerned by these finding men who had posted them online last week. The group has the information. A body found in the Colorado woods near an abandoned car was that of the 17-year-old student who was accused of wounding two administrators in a shooting at his high school in Denver. The Park County Sheriff says the body was found yesterday not far from the student's car in a remote mountain area about 50 miles southwest of Denver near a town called Bailey in Park County. The town has been ordered to shelter in place while officers from a number of agencies, including the FBI, comb the forest. Well, a federal judge says Huntington Beach has not shown its lawsuit can bring any of its constitutional challenges to affordable housing mandates.
The ruling from Judge Brett Slaughter was part of a denial of the city's request for an emergency temporary restraining order on housing mandates, penalties, and fines while the city's lawsuit plays out. Slaughter ruled Huntington Beach has known about these disputes for months, so that's not an emergency. Slaughter's ruling Tuesday also questioned if the city has standing to bring the matter in federal court, citing a doctrine that requires federal courts to refrain from intruding on state courts' interpretation of state law. Lawrence County Court in Carson, KFIU.
When we come back, we'll talk with Caleb Silver, editor-in-chief of InvestorPedia.com. Interest rates are going up again. What does this mean for you? And also, is peanut butter a liquid? That's all straight ahead. Let's get back to Nick and see what's up in your job number 215.
How many social media let you mind about before you go up to back to 64 UCI and look back to the line just on stuff on site 15. I'm like a little 14-year history guy right now. I'm going to like Sarah Road, it's a little bit more past that month of the and what is really right has been clear from what was there. On the 14th south, I'm struggling for you to answer some noise on the motor before the merger terrible on the highway. Usual way that you can see now was okay area also terrible on the highway itself. And to make way from about to looks like the fourth year highway. So the merger 14 still going for your drive. So if I find the guy wants to get there faster, I'm just calling this. You lost your pet up the tree?
Yeah, he's right up there. He's scared to come down.
Hang on, I'll get him for you.
Be careful, mister.
Yeah, here. Here you go.
Where did you come from? And where is he now? Hey,
What? Oh, no, your mom and dad called us to clean out your showers, and
what?
they were up the tree too.
Really?
The tree was really strong, back it up, and we have to stop that nasty stuff from invading your bathroom.
So you're a hero?
Try to be every day. We're rooter heroes.
Wow.
We make sure you live in a safe, clean house. Go on.
Go, sir. Be indoors.
Before the hero dies.
If you know how to start things, all you're doing, come in here. Go online at ViralRabbi.com.
This report is sponsored by the California DMV. Did you know that many DMV tasks, like renewing your registration or starting your Real ID application, can be done online any time of day? Check them off your to-do list without a trip to the DMV. Get started today at dmv.ca.gov/online. This is Doug Alvin. Here's what's trending with the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. The Lakers held off the Suns to get back in the playoffs as they both try for a third straight game tomorrow against the Thunder. Clipper star Paul George is expected to miss the rest of the regular season. He left Tuesday's loss after playing this week, but was reevaluated before the playoffs. And March Madness will reverse today with the men's Sweet 16. UCLA is in Vegas for a primetime showdown with Gonzaga. I'm Steve Jordan.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Junk science. That's what doctors call many of those fruit and vegetable supplements. Junk science because they use extracts of common produce department fruits and vegetables with few health benefits. I take Pure Green because it's the whole organic fruit and vegetable, not some watered-down supplement. Makes sense, right? And it's backed by a better health promise. Each ingredient in Pure Green was scientifically chosen to support vital organs like heart, lungs, and kidneys. Others support my immune system, blood pressure, metabolism, and healthy weight loss. I don't eat as healthy as I should. I know, but that's why I take Pure Green. Like me, you'll probably look and feel healthier fast and have way more energy. But your best food will be at your next checkup when your doctor says, wow, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Let me get you started with 15% off. FeelTheBreeze.com. It's your 100% Medicare scan. If you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. You never get out your Medicare number. You're going to get your number.
You already said that. You want to say it again, question mark?
You detect Medicare fraud. Just like I check my credit card statement, I check my Medicare statement monthly.
If this text message contains something that you know you did not have done, you report it. Call the Kingdom Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call 855-613-78. Losing your air conditioning on a hot summer day is what it all might mean. And no one wants that. Help your air conditioner last longer and reduce breakdowns with a rejuvenation.
We'll make this critical adjustment so you'll stay cool, use less energy, and increase the life of your system.
We'll clean the outdoor coils the right way, not the easy way.
Rejuvenation, just $429.
Grill air conditioning and plumbing. ReallyTCL.com. We'll keep it cool, but it's hard to sell. License number 1047-781.
Pray that Tom's Meditative Prayer podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your life. This meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and relax.
Close your eyes. Ask God to come and ask God. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit.
Listen to Meditative Prayer on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi there, I'm Joel Archer. Join me this Sunday for Healthy Money. We'll talk all things personal finance and help you learn how to save, invest, and enjoy more of what matters. How to Money with Joel Archer. Sunday to noon on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. More than 15 homes and other buildings in Montebello were wrecked by a tornado. We just got to the National Weather Service meteorologist Joe Sherrard. Looks like we got a dry weekend ahead, but then more rain, an inch and a half. Looks like coming up on Tuesday into Wednesday. Union representing the LA School District workers says it'll end its 3-day strike with a big rally at Los Angeles State Historic Park. Many TikTok creators are at Congress today to try and convince lawmakers not to ban the popular app. Let's say good morning now to the editor-in-chief of InvestorPedia.com, Caleb Silver. Caleb, good morning. So this is what it sounded like yesterday when we found out the Feds were raising that key interest rate by a quarter point.
We will closely monitor incoming data and carefully assess the actual and expected effects of better credit conditions on economic activity, the labor market, and inflation. And our policy decisions will reflect that assessment.
All right, so Caleb, what does Fed Chairman Jerome Powell mean by all of that? Break it down for how it affects that.
Allow me to translate. The Fed raised interest rates again by a 0.25%. We were all expecting that. But the Fed did say that it may not do ongoing increases of interest rates. So we may be reaching the end of the rate hikes. There may be one more this year if you look at the Fed's projections. But inflation is problem number one, but then there's this other problem. That is in our banking sector, and everybody knows about that, especially out there in California. So the Fed is saying it's closely monitoring that. The banks are safe, but because of what's happened there, it's tightened credit conditions even more. So the Fed's always looking at inflation, trying to bring that down close to 2%. It's right around 6%. It's got this fire happening in the banking industry that is trying to survive as well. So in a very sticky spot, and investors didn't like the sound of that at all.
No, and what did you think? Were you surprised, considering that we had 3 failed banks, and then all of a sudden they went ahead with this extra quarter point rate hike?
Isn't that making
Yeah,
a
little
right?
bit, but that said, everybody was expecting it because inflation is problem number one, and the whole thing with the banks just popped up a few weeks ago, although the Fed should have seen it coming a long time ago. That said, while he was speaking, Fed Chair Powell was speaking, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen speaking to the Senate and saying that the Treasury is not necessarily able to guarantee all non-insured deposits in banks, just like it did with SVB and with Signature Bank here in New York. So that's scared a lot of people. Saw a big sell-off in banking stuff, and that's the whole market down. So that's Secretary Powell trying to reassure on one side of it all, and then Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying we can't guarantee all depositors, and that didn't fit right either.
No worries, or where you have your money, or whatever the case may be, that you hear that and you're thinking, well, wait, what state? Where do I put money right now. As far as the banking collapses, do you see any more in the future? Is there something that we should be watching for?
Yeah, well, you're seeing that there's lots of eyes on the banks that have the highest amount of uninsured deposits by percentages. So there's a lot of banks that have that, and the fact that interest rate provision does not help their balance sheets at all. So we're watching some banks that are being, like our First Republic Bank here in New York, that's under a lot of scrutiny, having since $30 billion. Some other banks, we're keeping an eye on that. That said, the fact that we haven't had repeated failures day after day is a good sign. But if money does tighten up here, and the banks are less willing to lend to one another, and they can't borrow enough from the Fed, then I would watch this space very closely, because that could be a much bigger problem than inflation, which we've been dealing with now for the past year.
No matter how much money you have in the bank right now, should you be triple checking that your bank is FDIC insured? And if it's not, should you be finding one that is?
Absolutely, you should make sure that your money is in a bank that's FDIC insured. Credit unions have their own insurance through another agency, so you want to make sure of that as well. Make sure you know the limit. $250,000 per individual, it's $500,000 per married couple. So make sure you know your limit, and make sure if you're worried about it and you're in a small bank and you're concerned about it safety, maybe you want to move some accounts around, but it's not a time to take all your money out of the bank and put it onto the mattress. Banks are generally safe, and so far the government tax stocks, you have to keep an eye on it.
Okay, and I think that's so key, what you said, that banks are generally safe. I mean, it's everybody, I don't care who you are. Of course, everybody gets nervous when you think, oh my gosh, even, if I've got $20 in the bank, I want to make sure that it stays there for good. And so that reassuring, the banks are safe, whatever, we're going through a rough period here, but just double checking, this is just making sure that you've got all your T's crossed and I's dotted when it comes to where your money is.
Correct, you should do that all the time, but just because this is happening right now, getting a lot of attention, you should definitely do it now. The state banks, especially the biggest banks in the country, are very safe. They have a lot more capital on hand to withstand any sort of a hit, whether that's people coming for their money or a hit to the economy. That said, you never like to hear stories about bank collapses or the government seizing banks. That reminds us of 2007, 2008, and that was not fun.
No, not at all. Thank you so much, Caleb. Great talking with you.
Thank you.
See you later. That is Caleb Silver, the editor-in-chief of InvestorPedia.com. Because I don't have a ton of money in the bank. There's a little that I have. If you go, wait up. Is it insured? Well, yes, it's with one of the big banks, so it's fine. But it does make me nervous. Because the minute that I say it's with one of those big banks, it's fine. So what? There, I'm with. What else you got? Anyway, that's the side point. But I think that the minute you say something like that, it makes me feel nervous. And it makes me go, I should just make sure. And I don't think that hurts anybody. It's like spring cleaning or taxes. Just double check. Doesn't hurt. Then you're going to feel better, not worse. A student's been stabbed during a fight at South El Monte High School. Officials say he's expected to be okay. The second student was treated yesterday for a cut to his ear. Both boys were taken to the hospital. The school was locked down and the students were sent home early. A mobile health clinic is rolling into the IE. The clinic will be for people who find it hard to get medical care. The clinic is run by the California Baptist University College of Nursing, where students in the program will work with nurses and doctors. It will make stops in Riverside and San Bernardino counties to provide free and low-cost medical services, including physicals and lab testing. College officials say nearly 40-foot van with 2 exam rooms is expected to be open by this fall. Deborah Marks, KFI News. Apple is offering Friday Night Baseball again this season, but it'll cost you. Broadcast of Major League Baseball games on Apple TV Plus this season will require a subscription. Last year, fans had to sign up for an account, but Apple broadcasts the games every Friday night for free. Now viewers will be required to pay $7 a month for an Apple TV Plus subscription. Earlier this year, Apple started streaming Major League Soccer games. Access to all the games costs $14.99 per month with a discount for subscribers. The first Friday Night Baseball broadcast is April 7th. It's a doubleheader, Texas and Chicago, followed by the Padres and Braves. Amy King, KFI News. Question now. Oh, Handel. Hi, good morning. I have a question for you. Handel just walked in. There's a story. Ooh, does he have a case? Here. Handel just walked in.
You do this early in the morning, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay. There?
Yes.
All right, there's a guy on Twitter who's complaining that he TSA agents told him he couldn't take a jar of peanut butter through security last week because the TSA says it considers peanut butter as a liquid. You? No. Okay. Now, TSA responded to comments on social media and said, you may not be, you may not be nuts about our decision. Exactly.
That person's no longer working there. It's certainly if I were a supervisor.
Now, here's where I find it weird, though. TSA says it considers peanut butter a liquid. In a carry-on, it needs to be 3.4 ounces or less. So, if I have a, shampoo bottle, I guess, a little, of peanut butter, that's okay?
Yeah, if it's a liquid, that would be okay. If it's more or less than 3.3 ounces, it's basically liquid. But they're crazy, because that means you can't carry face cream.
Yes.
That means you can't carry toothpaste. Right. That means, unless it's peanut sauce,
There you go.
which you use for sachet.
That is very good. See, look at Handle. He's always got the options for it.
Well, there you go. So, no, peanut butter is not a liquid. That's the loser.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Anna. You're welcome. All right, talk to you in 35 minutes. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk with, I can't wait to talk with Brad Garrett, ABC News Crime and Terrorism Analyst. So all the twists and turns that we saw during the double murder trial of Alex Murdaugh, murdering his wife and son, Paul, or Papa, if you call him on the stand, so weird. Now there's another murder that may involve this same family. We'll get into that with Brad in just a second. In the meantime, let's check that drive again. It's slow on the 105.
I can hear to the limit area. Nothing in lanes, but then we did coming off of 710. You see those delays continue. So at least Wilmington Avenue, it's not all the way towards Central, not even West Ave through LA County. As you're alternate and wide open for the drive right now, from Orange County, finally, like all the way heading towards the as you make your north along the spine, starting to see some delays through Milwaukee to Bay Springs. From before the 605, I remain pretty towards Boston. As you continue through Commerce, not too crazy bad. Definitely starting to see delays fill up a little bit before the 710, though. And now we're only 53 Boyle Heights, 5 northbound, as you continue towards downtown LA and the 101. Hey, if I'm this guy helps get you there faster, I'm just telling your team. Our mission at Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, is to fight to get you more. So far, we've recovered more than $15 billion in compensation for our clients. Users, you deserve more. More lawyers, more officers, and more support staff nationwide than any other injury law firm. Contact Morgan & Morgan today. Just dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. If you want to sell your home, you have to know the market is changing. Drastic rise in interest rates. And that means it's important to take action now. Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is a great alternative to selling your home. No dealing with agents, commissions, paying for repairs and waiting months to sell. They'll make you a competitive cash offer and can close in days. No agents, no commissions. Seller's Advantage makes the selling process easy so sellers walk away happy. Yeah, see what other sellers have to say and check out their reviews. If you're ready to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They may even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving expenses. There's no obligation offer at 888-321 as is, 888-321 as is, 888-321 as is, sellersadvantage.com. Don't worry, sell property with Seller's Advantage. CRE number 01961658.
For over 60 years, Clark Pest Control has been California's leader in pest control technology. If you need help getting rid of pests, termites, rodents, mosquitoes, and much more, contact Clark Pest Control for a free estimate today. Call 1-800-WE-NEED-YOU. That's 1-800-WE-NEED-YOU. Or visit ClarkPest.com. Hey, it's Jennifer, doing us this March to Make March Matter for Children's Hospital Los Angeles. Make March Matter makes amazing things happen for sick kids. It's a month-long event that takes place right in your neighborhood. So every time you stop, dine, or attend an event at a participating partner, they'll donate funds to support Children's Hospital Los Angeles. It feels so good to give, and saving lives is everyone's business. For more information, visit MakeMarchMatter.org. That's MakeMarchMatter.org. Seriously, Mike, you should just fix the transmission.
We all know how easy it can be to go to the wrong place for transmission repair. Made up of over 800 pieces, the transmission is the most complex part of your car. So bring it to the transmission experts at AMCO. AMCO, always the right fix. AA.
Special financing available. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See info.com for complete details.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
And performances by iHeart Warrior Simeon, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, Ella Golden, Peter Van, Pat Benatar, Amy Rocco, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
And listen on iHeartRadio.
Monday night at 8 p.m.
This is Jacob and Ron. If you've been involved in a motorcycle accident, call 844-24-JACOB.
Live everywhere.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
By AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Welcome to your Friday Eve. Weekend. You look so good, and you look like it's going to be filled with a lot of you doing a study. But that's my eyes. I'm Jennifer Jones Lee. Some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour news service. Nearly a dozen homes and other buildings in Montebello were red tagged because of the damage caused by a tornado. Yeah, an official tornado. An EF1, which means that it had wind speeds 86 to 110 miles an hour. The storm moved quickly through Montebello yesterday, tearing off some roofs and leaving one person with minor injuries. The LA County Registrar Recorder County Clerk has asked the state attorney general to investigate irregularities in signature gathering in the failed effort to recall DA George Gascon. Dean Logan's office says a review of petitions submitted found 367 signatures were those of people who had died before the signature gathering period ever started. Problematic. News is brought to you by American Vision Windows. Let's say good morning now to ABC Crime and Terrorism analyst Brad Garrett. Brad, welcome back to Wake Up Call. Man, I was captivated by the Alex Murdaugh trial. Eventually, he, of course, was convicted of killing his wife and son on the family's property. But what's the craziest part about this is it feels like one of those commercials where they go, well, wait, there's more. Now this family might be tied to another murder. Good morning.
Good morning. So let's go back to July of 2015, when the current surviving Murdaugh son, Buster Murdaugh, was in high school. He had a high school friend by the name of Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith in July of 2015 was found dead on a remote road outside of town in Hampton County, South Carolina. When the troopers, the state troopers, and the paramedics showed up, they were told that it might be a hit and run because Stephen is laying in the middle of the road. Those troopers and paramedics look a lot of wreck. So they show up and they look at each other and they examine the scene and they walk and talk and say, well, this is not a hit and run, this is a murder. This is a homicide. There's no indicators that there was a car there, there's no skid marks, there's no glass, there's no glass in or on Stephen Smith. His body is positioned in a way that on the shoes, which apparently is impossible to keep the shoes on if you get hit by a car at any speed. The injuries are important, Jennifer, because he has no lower body extremity. Can you imagine being hit by a car 50 or 60 miles an hour? His wounds are on his hands. He has defensive wounds on his hands. He has blunt force trauma to his head, which I presume that's what killed him. So the troopers write it up that way. It then goes to the coroner or the medical examiner, and then states, well, he did die of blunt force trauma, but a car hit him. And I think the troopers and the paramedics, and I think the paramedics actually interviewed in the HBO doc, I was like, well, that's not right. This is not a hit and run, it's a homicide. So the case goes on, apparently. But to your point about Alex Murdaugh's trial, what's FLED, which is the state law enforcement division, it's like the state version of the FBI, who are really competent investigators, they want the Alex Murdaugh case, put that together, he got convicted, he's still in life. But they came across Stephen Smith, because they're thorough, and they go, well, wait a minute, Stephen Smith's case is a murder. And so now they're in the middle of that, and they've not talked to anybody. But if you watch the two docs on Netflix, HBO, and I think there's an article in Rolling Stone. They talk about that Buster Murdoch and Stephen Smith were classmates, and that perhaps Buster Murdoch had a romantic relationship with Stephen, who was gay. So there's that component. Supposedly, according to kids that are interviewed, the Stephen Smith, when he ran out of gas that night, called Buster Murdoch to go pick him up. And there's some belief that Buster and some other kids actually went to pick him up. That's pretty bizarre, too.
I mean, no, I was just going to say that fact could be easy to prove, right? Because couldn't they get cell phone records from that night and see if he in fact made that call?
And I think that also have interviewed classmates that may well have been around Buster and these other boys, and they also may well have known about this romantic relationship between Buster and Stephen. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But the other bizarre twist is that the morning Stephen's body is found on this remote road, the troopers, the paramedics are working this team. Who shows up? It's Alex Murdoch.
Oh!
How does Alex Murdoch even know to show up? Well, you know, like, we can presume all sorts of things about it. We obviously had conversations with Buster.
Sure.
Right? So there's that side of this whole story. So this is a great example of not being initially, I think the troopers wanted to be thorough, but they were really cut off by the medical examiner. And I assume, I don't know this, the prosecutor had to weigh in and say, okay, if you say hit and run, we don't know who hit him, but that's how he died. Well, none of it's true. And, you know, this is how cases get misidentified. You know, the troopers moved on to other cases, the paramedics moved on. But they both did, and I think in the HBO doc, the paramedics even talked, and one paramedic even talked about that he knew it was a homicide after he got to the scene.
I'm confused. Why are they going to exhume the body if they already have all the information that you were just talking about with no, there were no injuries to his lower extremities, that kind of thing? What is the exhuming the body? What does that do for the case?
Well, it's interesting because SLED, the agents, aren't asking for the body to be exhumed. They're saying, we don't need the body. We know it's a homicide. We're working it. It's the family that wants the body. And SLED's not against that. If you want to get it, you have to go get a court order, or a judge has to approve it. You have to hire a private pathologist to examine him. You know, I have been to those before, okay? The most recent one, the person had been dead for 20 years. And we found some things in that second, actually, that was the third autopsy that supported it wasn't a murder. So you may well be able to find some things or not. We'll have to see. But you certainly can support that, you know, there's no lower body, you know, bones that are damaged. Perhaps we'll see. But the whole thing is, it's just another bizarre twist to a family that, you know, you could certainly sort of look at this and think that they just kind of want to rewrite reality that makes them look good.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Brad, thank you so much for your time this morning. This is Lifetime has to be serious right now because it's been given so many plots just by the Murdoch family. I mean, it's incredible.
So yeah.
See you later.
Okay, take care.
Bye, Brad. ABC7 terrorism analyst Brad Garrett. By the way, I just watched House of Pain on Lifetime with Nina Zavari. Is that right? He's kind of pretty bad. Anyway,
That is correct.
yes, it is a balance.
Correct. That's true. We'll go with
It is about the Turpin kids, but I mean it's very loosely based on it. But it's even a fraction of that. It's even 1/16 of that movie is true about the way the Turpin kids. Remember the kids who were held in their house in Paris by their parents, and it's even, like I said, a teeny tiny bit of this is true. Those kids were treated. I mean, I kind of can't fathom it after I watched the movie. How those kids have the wherewithal to be productive members of society today, considering all that they went through and how,
well, lack of a better term, just screwed up those parents made those kids. The fact that they are even the tiniest bit thriving after having grown up like that is beyond belief. Anyway, it's a good movie. Based, like I said, super loosely on the Serpent Kid House of Kings on Lifetime. When we come back, we are going to talk with a woman who she's a nurse. And she just took some notes while she was at nursing school. How does a 28-year-old nurse end up making millions by just taking notes? We'll talk with her in just a second. In the meantime, let's get back to that driving to Calliope and the 91.
Slow going this go around. I found the factory tour on a big one. I started from before Lafayette, near the Oval and the Boulevard, and then further west on the 91.
Which better as you continue through the St. David Canyon for the 55 in Anaheim Hill.
North on 5, still going 4 years ago, 9 Mohawk and 10 Springs, so before the 605. Pretty solid resource blocks, and it looks relatively decent for the northbound on the 5. There's a big good for the 710 at least for the moment. But beyond the 710-5, northbound before you'll have first down 10 on the 101. Still going through there. Onto the 101 itself from 4th, passing the 10 Cameron Junior Freeway toward the 110, also pretty busy for your drive. Hey, if I'm the guy helps get there faster, I'm the Calliope. He scores! You just can't miss watching college ball at Morongo. And now the top 5 regions to visit Morongo. Number 5.
It's utterly so massive. From 16 to 8 to 4. You can watch every score everywhere you eat, play, and play.
Number 4.
Right on game. You can win up to $100 at free play when you earn 500 points on the rewards card. Now to the 30th.
3.
You're due done right. Get a free haircut when you purchase any color today at State Farm this month.
Number 2.
Raise Down Gift Giveaway.
Right on, Sean.
Glam and Camera Paper.
Right on, Sean.
500 points on the
Right on,
rewards card.
Sean.
From 7/28.
And the number 1 region.
Rob Curious is live May 26th. Get your tickets now.
Morongo you're listening to on Audible. Here's celebrity memoir, mystery, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobook, podcast, and original. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com. Visit the boat captain, Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart.
To get back in the playoffs, the low track war goes drinking tomorrow against the Thunder. Clippers star Paul George is expected to miss the rest of the regular season. The U.S. Tuesday's loss after playing this week will be reevaluated before the playoffs. In March Madness will resume today with the men's Sweet 16. UCLA is in Vegas for a primetime showdown with Gonzaga. I'm Missy Jordan. Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything goes. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz CLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
If you own a small business and you got through COVID and you were able to retain 5 or more employees, you could be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Do the math on that one. That's real money. So let me suggest getrefunds.com. You answer a few questions, just under 10 minutes, and you'll see if your business qualifies for this tax refund. There's no charge up front. They don't get paid until your business gets paid. And businesses of all types can qualify, including those at the CPP and nonprofits, even if you've had increases in sales during COVID. They are experts in the student loan payroll tax refund program, and they've already returned over $3 billion to businesses. In my business, a 6-figure refund. So to find out if your business qualifies, go to getrefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button. It only takes a few minutes. Go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com. Bring into super prices and a super selection at the non-read superstore. Get great brands, Honda, Ford, Lincoln, Hyundai, Genesis, and Volkswagen at 9 convenient locations. From the Cerritos Auto Square to the Irvine Auto Center. From West Covina to Huntington Beach, we have all your favorite models in stock. Plus, get total peace of mind when you purchase. Thanks to our exclusive price protection guarantee. With Safe, if you can find the same new vehicle for less than in 5 days, your Reef will pay you the difference or buy your vehicle back. There is simply no reason to shop anywhere else. Don't miss your chance at a fresh start this spring and get behind the wheel of your favorite new ride.
at normread.com. That's the Global 100 Review Sale 2022. So, you and I have talked about solar max technology for years now.
Yeah. Listen, I did a ton of research back in the day. Solar Max is clearly the best. Solar is going to build a custom solar system like they did for me with the most innovative technology. All of it's under one roof. Right now here in Southern California, Riverside specifically, they're going to provide you the highest quality solar panels, inverters, and battery systems in the industry, hands down.
And you know what? Now is the best time to get solar because you're going to get more electrical production in the spring.
They did call Solar Max and it's a 12-panel system for zero down and $59.99 a month. The most powerful solar panels on the market.
Plus, you'll want to lock in your NEM 2.0 benefits by April 13th.
That's right. Call Solar Max. Start saving money by spring on their 12-panel system for zero down, $69.99 a month.
Now, pound 250 is under sell and say that keyword Solar Max, pound 250 Solar Max, or go to solarmaxtech.com.
Once payment available on approved credit, CSLB number 972 All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Portions of the following program will be recorded. Ground completely saturated, potholes beyond comprehension. I mean, if you see what looks like a puddle of water, that is the pothole that goes down 18 feet. Stay the hell away from that. And that's what I'm doing, man. I slow down and I circle around it really carefully. They'll handle it like an obstacle course. Live 6 to 9 a.m. on KFI and on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app for a Thursday morning. I'm glad you're here with me. I'm Jennifer Jones. Lead some of the stories we're watching in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A tornado has damaged more than 15 buildings in Montebello. Roofs and fences were ripped into the sky by the high winds. Video posted to social media showed debris swirling in the air. This man says the tornado woke him up. When it finished, I looked outside. The garage was broken. Most of the trees were down. A bunch of cars were damaged from flying debris smashing into them. One person was injured. They were taken to a hospital. The National Weather Service says winds were relatively calm before the tornado yesterday. In Montebello, was trolling KFI News. And the LA City Council is considering punishment of up to $1,000 in fines or 6 months in jail for people caught with stolen catalytic converters. Right now, such a theft can just be charged as a misdemeanor. All right, I already, Stephanie, I'm kind of in awe of you right now. Stephanie Begg is a 28-year-old nurse who became an influencer while going to nursing school. But Stephanie, welcome to Wake Up Call. Your story does not start there. Let's go back to what you became, or what you wanted to be, I guess, in the beginning. You didn't graduate college at first with a nursing degree, right?
Correct, yes, I did not. My first degree was business marketing, and I had a completely different idea of what I was going to do in life. It wasn't nursing.
So, and you got, what was it, you were like an operations assistant at Warner Brothers and decided, what, this Hollywood biz isn't for you?
Exactly, yeah. I decided once I got that degree, I was like, might as well give it my best shot because I spent 4 years getting that degree. So I went and I worked in the operations department at Warner Brothers, and then I just gave it my best shot and then realized afterwards that it just was not my jam. So I went back to school and went into nursing.
So you, I guess when you were younger, you enjoyed science and anatomy. So you sort of went back to sort of a very passion, it sounds like.
Yes, exactly. So I knew I wanted to get back into pursue something that I wanted to do, probably halfway into my marketing degree. But I was so close to getting that degree that I thought, might as well just get it. I love school in general, so I knew that I would be going back to school anyway. So I decided to just get that degree, tried it out, gave it my best shot, And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to school anyway. And we'll just go back to something that I personally love, which was science, medicine, all of that.
Okay, so when you go back to school now, you're trying to learn and you're studying and things like that. How in the world did you end up thinking, hey, I'm going to post me studying on TikTok? How did that come about?
Yeah, so a couple months prior to graduating nursing school was when COVID hit and quarantine happened. I love to study out loud. I like to keep things out loud. People, that's just how I was throughout all of nursing school. Even in my first year too, I would call my friends and teach something. So when quarantine happened, I had nobody to study with. And so I started creating these videos, teaching myself, and really it started as just teaching myself to learn things for the board's exam. And then I posted them on social media because I had nothing else to do during quarantine. And then, realized that pretty much a lot of the world kind of learns the same way I do. So then I started to continue to post them and grow this business just based off that, pretty much.
You have hundreds of thousands of followers now who wanted to see your studio. And I think that's incredible. Yet you found this niche where a lot of times people are like, hey, you know what, I can keep that on in the background. Stephanie can be telling me, what I need to know or something like that. And then I can always hit pause and go look it up or whatever. You sort of, it sounds like you sort of stumbled into something that really a lot of people appreciate.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I completely agree. I feel like at least I didn't realize how well, not to toot my own horn, but how well I am at breaking down topics that are really hard to learn in nursing school. And so these people that watch my videos and kind of stumble across me are like, oh wow, I didn't have to spend hours learning, one of these really difficult medical conditions when she just broke it down so easily. And so I kind of stumbled upon it that way, I would say. People just sparked people's interest and then they kept watching.
All right, how did you end up making millions by doing this?
Oh, the hustle, I would say. I don't think there was really any plan. I never intended for it to be big, but I think the consistency of once I passed the board exam, I started making this content on social media more for others than it was for myself at that point. So I was just consistent on what everybody was struggling with in their school. I also wanted to stay current with myself, for my first job and stuff like that. So I just stayed consistent in learning forever up until literally now.
Yeah. And do you think that your marketing degree, or at least your knowledge of marketing, how the two combined got you to where you are?
Yeah, it's so funny. I always tell people that I feel like I've never used my marketing degree more until I became a nurse. Which is so funny because I never, ever thought that the two worlds would collide for me. But when they did, I realized, yes, I think my marketing degree definitely helped me in the sense that I kind of was familiar on a little bit like how to run a business or what to, who my target market was and stuff like that.
I assume that in nursing, you're constantly having to probably learn or go to class or get recertified, that sort of thing. So will you be posting your notes on Etsy and kind of continuing this business in addition to being a nurse?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that is the plan. You're always learning in healthcare, and things are always changing. So I feel like the resources that I can make are going to never end because we're always going to be learning.
Right. Okay, so Stephanie, for anybody who's listening right now and is thinking, hey, I want to get some of her notes, where can they go on Etsy to find you, and where can they go on TikTok to watch you?
Yes, so you can go on Etsy. All of my products are on my shop called RN Explain. You can also go onto any of my social media accounts, TikTok and Instagram. There's so much knowledge on those platforms, so I teach my products pretty much in 60 or 90 seconds on my social media, and it's at Stephanie Beggs on Instagram, and then TikTok is at Steph Beggs with no S at the end.
Got it. You are amazing. You're in inspiration, and I'm high-fiving you big time. That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
See you later. That is Stephanie Beggs, and by the way, her name is spelled Stephanie, Stephanie, Stephanie Beggs, Beggs. It's brilliant. You know, it's one of those things where here she is thinking that she's helping herself and that she can do it by just talking out loud, and then ends up helping other people, and then ends up making $2 million off of it. Why can't I come up with something that brilliant? Such a smart idea. You know, 2/3 of the planets in our solar system could soon be seen at the same time.
Keep your eyes up for a 5-planet alignment. The stargazing app Starwalk says Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and Mars will appear across the night sky next week, with the best view of them after sunset on Tuesday. Astronomers say you should be able to see Venus, Mars, and Jupiter with the naked eye, but binoculars or a telescope will likely be needed to see Mercury or Uranus. Second man on the moon, Buzz Aldrin, tweeted out the heads up, saying the 5 planets plus the moon will be in an arc shape as seen from the Earth. If you want to see a 6th planet on Tuesday, just look down. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
And I want to wish you all a happy National Puppy Day. Somebody asked me the other day, how's Betty White? How's Betty White the puppy day? Good. Good. No, seriously, you guys, she's amazing, and she's doing way better than she was. All of the things that Audrey at Off-Leash taught her have been awesome, and we got our costumes for the Wiggle Waggle Walk yesterday. And here's the problem. Daisy's costume came in, Betty's costume came in, great. My costume came in. I'm pretty sure Tyler and I could be in this costume together if we wanted to. So I'm pivoting. The costume was just huge. Anyway, the costume is for the Wiggle Waggle Walk, which of course I do to support Pasadena Humane Society. Producer Michelle and I spearhead this thing, and it is such a wonderful, meaningful thing that we get to do and help out, and you get to join us. KFIAM640.com/wiggle is where you can go to join our team. It's $50. You're going to get a t-shirt. You're going to get a bandana for your dog. I think they're doing medals at the end again. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, the bottom line is you're supporting the Pasadena Humane Society. Plus, you get to hang out with us all morning. Come by our booth. We've got some swag guys put together with some stuff that you're only going to be able to get if you're on our team or come out to the walk. KFIAM640.com/wiggle is where you can go. Nick Caliocini, I know where we can go. How about the 110?
The plan is going to be a busy one. It's so straight away from Central into downtown, northbound side of Adams. That's actually the left lane stretch down, and that's not looking so hot for your drive right now. From as far back as Manchester, still wants to make your taxes 10 to the 101 at least for the moment. Not looking too bad for your drive there. Separate issue, though, for you in downtown Atlanta is to make your way along the westbound side of the 10 state of Monica Freeway. You're not too far from Alameda. Looks like it's the left lane that's taking lane. That's why you're seeing a slow going drive. Coming off the 60, leaving your lane, unrelated, flowing beyond that, and enjoy further westbound along the 10, passing the 110 through mid-city Victoria, at least before you kind of pass you down that Venice Boulevard. Then update on something from you downtown, position yourself on Stewart. It's K by traffic, westbound side off of 105, Linwood through the south lane, west Athens area. Taxi delays for your overall off the 710. It's an great short train top Boulevard and 91 westbound through LA County, starting to get on the action as well. Off the 710, you start getting towards the 110. Let's go through Long Beach on the north side of the 405. There's busy for you from the 710 towards on Alameda, from the northbound through the South Bay. Off the 110 out of Torrance, you'll see delays continuing towards ROTHSCHILD Avenue getting into Hawthorne. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Collins.
SoCal weather from KFI. We have some breaks of sunshine today, but still a lingering shower or two out there. Highs are just going to be in the mid-upper 60s. And then for the rest of the weekend, they're mostly sunny with highs in the low 60s. Next week, the rain comes in Tuesday into Wednesday. We go local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones Reed. This has been your wake-up call.
A white forest system is filtered delicious water straight from every tap in the house. It filters out the chlorine and contaminants while retaining healthy minerals, and there's no filters that can be ever maintenance-free. New customers get a free 31st. Call 800-303-2696. Visit lightsourcewater.com. Lightsourcewater, and feel the difference. What would you do if the secret cabal of the most powerful group in the United States told you, hey, let's start the coup? Back in the 1930s, and then Rabbi all that stupid thing in the U.S. Exactly. I'm Ben Bowles. I know. I'm not going to stop that. Join us for this gorgeous tale of that victory treason and what happens when evil tycoons have too much time on their hands. Let's start the coup. Well, the iHeartRadio app store every time your favorite state. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle outfit actively find and invite qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of pay, if ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. At Jacoby Myers, our 5 priorities attest to our commitment to excellence and our success in delivering life-changing results for our clients. 50+ years of experience, $1 billion in settlements, and voted #1 for 4 years in a row. Our team's expertise is unmatched. Call Jacoby Myers, justice for you since 1972. Make your old patio or driveway see better days. Transform your outdoors with System Pavers. For a limited time, save up to thousands with free demolition. Call 800-GABE-004 or visit SystemPavers.com to get started. All orders must be placed by March 31st. See website for details. Contractor's license 661-575. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, applies on all of them. Follow us now. It's KFI AM 640. Whenever I go to Greg, this is the Steve Gregory. Remember that table for 2 crowns? Way too many plates on the table. We need a table. I think. Oh yeah. Now everybody, you guys, all of that forever. So you think all this is on the news. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bill Handel. Good morning. Bill Handel here and the White Crew. It's a Thursday morning, March 23rd. It was actually, I was going to say it's a dry Thursday morning. It wasn't. It was drizzling coming in. For God's sake, come on. Is this Seattle? Jeez Louise. All right. First, a quick hello and then a couple things we got to go because let's see how unusual. Another full news day. Jennifer Jones, good morning.
Welcome to Seattle South.
Yeah, no kidding. Wayne, good morning.
You're lucky you're in a rush, so I can't confront you about your big lies. But if people go to our Instagram at Bill Handel Show and see the post with you and Steve Gregory and the listener who had lunch with you at French and Ron, the owner of French Deli, and then swipe to see the second picture of the receipt, they will know that you guys did not really eat that much.
Okay,
I thought that was weird too. I thought that was
the
a modest reply.
Yeah, the portions are so huge though that at Brent's it's just huge portions. But I have a little bit to say about that. Let me finish saying hello. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning.
And there you are. And Ann, our new producer extraordinaire. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning.
And Tyler. Hey, Bill. Good morning. All right. So, yesterday, the lunch. For Catarina's Club, we auctioned off lunch with me, Steve Gregory, and the winning bid was David White, who has been, a fan, and I've known David now for 25 years. And he's just been the dynamic medical examiner with the County of Los Angeles. Did for many, many years, yeah. So we talk a lot about dead people, at least the conversation. So we have lunch, and we went through, disclaimer. Okay, later on we're going to do a story about disclaimer also with Mo, about celebrities getting nailed for not disclaiming, not telling the truth, and crypto commercials. So here we go. Full disclaimer. I don't want to get in trouble with the FCC. Yesterday for lunch, I had a bowl of matzo ball soup and potato chips, frankly, and I did not pay. Okay? Got it for free. Just want to let you know. Free matzo ball soup. I got it. All right, and potato lunch. And with the matzo ball soup, I also have some crepe. Some what? Crepe.
He had where he said, what is it? Crepe.
Yeah.
It's like a dumpling.
Yeah, it's like a ravioli.
Ooh.
It's like a joint version of ravioli. Like, everybody has the same dish around the world. It's like a pot sticker, dumpling kind of thing, but it's ravioli shaped, ravioli, crepe, it's all the same. It's big. So, in the matzo ball. So, in any case, we won, or David, who's been around forever, he has, and David's Jewish, and he had a turkey sandwich on toasted wheat. And I started screaming at him, "This is a Jewish deli. Are you?" Right there, I took away his cue card. Done. Finished. See, Gregory, who is not, has a pastrami sandwich on rye. That's what you do.
And Bill, who had the carrot cake?
Steve took it home. Steve had a carrot cake to go, and so they bring the slice, and Brent's completely out of their mind with their portion. He brings the slice, and he said, "Oh my God, I didn't want a whole carrot cake." And as they said, "This is the slice." It looked like 3/4 of a pie.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, it's that big. And, 4 inches thick. I mean, it's just quite a lot. So anyway, great fun had by all. It's all on Instagram at Bill Handel Show. We have photos as well as video, as well as a photo of the receipt where my disclaimer holds 0. Giving a very healthy discount, 100%. Okay? Okay? Good. All right. I can't hear you, Wade. Were you saying something?
Oh, just that he gave you, Ron from Brent gave you a 100% discount.
That is correct.
Zeroed out your bill. And his son Brent
Also did. Oh, Brent's Deli? You think it'd be named after his son Brent? That is completely coincidental.
Who's Brent then?
His son.
No, I know, but who's been the Brent?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It's the guy who started the deli named Brent that Ron bought in like in the 60s.
Okay, that's wild.
Yeah, that's wild. Let's do a handle on the news. Jennifer Wayne and Neatly Story. Blake Shirley's going to join us at 7 o'clock. A tornado in Montebello. When's the last time you heard of a tornado in Southern California?
40 years ago.
I don't remember that at all.
That's what the National Weather Service meteorologist Joe Serrard told me on Wake Up Call. He said it's been 40 years.
Yeah.
Well, we had a hunting.
So either I was out of town that day, or I was so stoned I couldn't even look out the window and see what the weather was like. Probably the latter.
All right, California's drought has nearly disappeared over the past 6 months. So there was like an aerial map that kind of showed, and what's incredible is these areas where you would have said that, oh my gosh, that place is always going to be in drought, are not anymore. The severe drought conditions have nearly disappeared. 94% of the state was in severe drought or worse. 3 months later, after that analyzation, just 8% of the state is still at that level, and 45% of the state is free of any drought.
We have more rain coming.
Yep, Tuesday, Wednesday, and half an inch to an inch.
Yeah, and that's serious rain. Let's go ahead and take a break. Rain. Also serious rain. So, serious rain. Michelle Flood describing the weather.
People do say I'm all wet.
Yeah. Okay, we're coming back. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones, please. Live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
It's back to work for that grand jury in Manhattan, where the former President Trump collects hush money payment case involving adult film actor Stormy Daniels. The panel had a day off yesterday, but they're not saying why. A judge in Wyoming temporarily blocked a ban on abortion in the state. Judge Melissa Owens' ruling prevents enforcement of a law that makes all abortions a felony. And happy National Puppy Day, the annual day celebrating the baby dogs was founded in 2006. It's usually observed with adoption events by local humane societies that have puppies ready to adopt. Also, social media can light up with puppy photos using the hashtag National Puppy Day. We'll get a look at your drive to South LA in just a moment.
If you were looking to get out of your house, you finally decided to sell your home, you've been waiting because, well, it's gotten more and more valuable by the minute the last couple of years. So that's all changed now. So here you go. Let's sell the house. And what do? Well, typically you're going to hire a real estate broker.
right? You're going to lift the house 6%, and then you got to paint, clean, repair, and it has to be spotless. If prospective buyers walk through the house, you can't be there. Then negotiations and then escrow dropping in and out of, man, there's a much easier way of doing it, and that's directbuyers.com. No commission. Nobody even walks through your house. I mean, and you get paid in cash in 10 days or less. This is an easy way of doing it. DirectBuyers.com, they'll even give you a $15,000 cash advance before closing to help with your move, and they'll never, ever lowball you. Go to DirectBuyers.com, call 844-242-SELL, 844.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. Still sprinkles out there this morning, but that'll taper off as the day goes on. Highs today in the 50s or sunshine for tomorrow. This report is brought to you by MGM Rewards. From Southern California Toyota dealers, shopping center, let's go places like the 110.
Favorite news for you, Mr. Manager, northbound heading towards the 10. Same Santa Monica Freeway on the 110 northbound after around Adams. It's an early right, clear to the right, so now definitely less than smart first thing early morning. See noise for you from as far back as Manchester and northbound on the 110. You're downtown, the 10 to the 101, not too bad for you drive there. Stop on that different story as it's out of the ravine. Not just stadium location area from before Academy Road or Solano. That'll be busy for your drive as you make it. You downtown and then passageway beyond the 10 as you get back into South LA. What's up as the 10 Santa Monica Freeway off the 60 west on leaving the 710. Still going for a drive through mid-city into West LA to the 405. Stay up high in the sky, helps get there faster. I'm Nick calling you.
Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Explore at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. The Explore the Tropics event is in full swing at Whole Foods Market through March 28th. It's a celebration of tropical fruits from produce to meat to the bakery and beyond. Explore the tropics and find great deals today at Whole Foods Market. Who has over 6,000 5-star reviews for water heater repairs and replacements? Water Heaters Only. That's who. Visit waterheatersonly.com for quick same-day service. And if you want low prices, that's their business. Waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com.
As you are, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 38,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit Uline.com.
From 1909 to 1979, Cleveland hospitals in California performed thousands of sterilization procedures as part of the Guinness Law. After 1979, this practice continued in some state prisons. If you were left unable to have biological children after surgery while living in a state-run facility or while in custody of a California prison, you may be entitled to compensation. For our confidential application, call 1-800-777-9229. Deadline to apply is December 31st, 2023.
If you're looking to sell your home, you call Seller's Advantage and they'll make you a cash offer with no need for repair. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days and they buy it cash. And they offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving. Check out their reviews online and call for no obligation offering. 888-321-AZIZ, 888-321-AZIZ, 888-321-2747, and visit SellersAdvantage.com. Don't worry, self-happy with Seller's Advantage. CRE number 0196165.
Pray.com's meditative prayer contact is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your life. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and relax.
Close your eyes. Ask God to come and fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to meditative prayer on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Do you find yourself asking questions about technology? Rich DeMiro here. Join me for Rich on Tech, Saturdays at 11. Learn the latest and greatest, or even not so great. Anything from home electronics to mobile phones. Rich on Tech with Rich DeMiro. Saturday morning at 11 on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640 Handle Morning Crew on a Thursday, March 23. Back we go. More Handle on the news. Jennifer, Wayne, moi. Today, the last day of that planned 3-day strike by LA Unified School workers. They'll go back to work tomorrow. I assume the students will go back to work tomorrow. The teachers who are out in solidarity will go back tomorrow. LA Mayor Karen Bass working behind the scenes to try to resolve these pay and staffing disputes. Yeah, I'll do more about that. Give you what's the latest at 7:20, because there are actually some rules to all of this. As Karen Bass, a lot about happening today, this morning at 7:20. When we talk about it, yeah. All right. The Writers Guild says it is trying to push to prohibit AI-generated work. And a lot of this has come up now that we have, ChatGPT and things like that, because you can basically write a song, you can write pretty much anything you want with this new technology. So the Guild says that it wants to ban AI from being used as a source of material, and that would include AI-written works and AI-written, rewritten works from being covered under the contract, which makes actual sense to me. Well, if you can do it, we talked about this with Rich Saburo. You can pass the bar now. AI can take and pass the bar with a 90% pass rate, which is not even close to what the students can attain. So they're saying no AI written, because the AI can write screenplays. Imagine, screenplay by Hal. And what are you going to do with that? By the way, it's a lot cheaper, because you just press a button and all of a sudden you have a screenplay. Well, it's changing. AI is changing everything. Will the AI replacing us? Hello, my name is Bill. I want to tell you what's going on. It's going to be good. All right, I'm going to do more about this. The thoughts I'm having about an AI bill handle. Yeah, okay, good. The Federal Reserve did enact another 0.25 percentage point interest rate increase, although their language seems to indicate that perhaps it will be the last one, or maybe one of the very last ones in this cycle. It's the 9th hike since March of last year, and the difference is in the language, where they used to, every time they did it, they would talk specifically about, oh yes, we may need more interest rate increases. And this time, they just said they were going to look at firming up policy, which is vaguer. Oh yeah, and that's why people are hopeful that this might be the last one. When the Fed chair comes out of a meeting and even coughs, that has worldwide financial implications. I'm going to talk more about this with Jason Middleton at 8 o'clock when we do Business Time Powell. The committee will closely monitor incoming information and assess the implications for monetary policy. The committee anticipates that some additional policy firming, as Wayne said, may be appropriate in order to attain a stance of monetary policy that is sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to 2% over time. What does any of that mean? That is so wishy-washy. Things we will make sure we go to where we want to be, maybe sort of over the next period, which I can't tell you how long that period actually is, but we know we're going to get there hopefully at some point in the future, or not. Like Jerome Powell got Gavin Newsom. Yeah, exactly. It's just because you could kill it down, and all they're saying is that we'll consider the relevant information and take appropriate action. Yeah, it could be anything. Hey, doctor, how am I going to deal with my leg hurting? I'm going to consider the information and take appropriate action. Hey, Mr. Plumber, what about the gurgling from my toilet? I'm going to look at the information and take appropriate action. Well, look what happened with, was it Northern, what was the name of the train derailment, train company? Norfolk Southern, and the CEO came in front of Congress. And will you commit right now to paying all the medical bills? We will do what's appropriate, Mr. Chairman. We'll do what's appropriate. That was the entire answer across the board. I think there were a couple of we'll do the right thing interspersed there, too. What does that mean? I don't know. Let me talk to Jerome Powell. I'm going to call him, and I'll come back, and I'll give you the answer. All right, I got conflicting information. So this story says
that the grand jury who is going over the case of former President Trump paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, yesterday the grand jury did not meet. And nobody's really saying why. The reason for this is unclear. This story says the Trump indictment grand jury is not likely to meet today. However, I just read two other sources' stories that said they are going to meet today.
Okay, they are or they're not. We don't know.
And again, this is all because the reason that this is such a big deal is because everybody's waiting to see if Trump will be indicted.
Yeah, I mean, easy one to attack, the indictment. This is the flakiest of all the allegations against Trump. And because it's fairly technical, the payments to Stormy Daniels the night before the election, or a couple of days before the election, of $130,000. Good, because it was the election to keep her shutting up, and that was paid for by Trump, is a violation of campaign finance rules. That is a violation. And that is, I mean, come on, guys. Now, the other two, when you're talking about the federal grand jury and the Georgia grand jury, those are serious allegations. That's the real deal. This one is pretty flaky. It's, if you get convicted, it's a misdemeanor, and actually it becomes a total badge of honor for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecutor won't even go forward with it. Although the prosecutor really hates this, really hates it. As opposed to the Georgia DA who really loves Trump, right? Who the hell likes Trump in law enforcement? Not me. All right, one more, we'll take a break.
It's a 17-year-old student who shot two staff members at a high school in Denver, Colorado, has been found dead. Police have identified him as Austin Lyle, and that shooting happened Wednesday during a safety plan daily pat-down of Austin Lyle because of his previous troublesome behavior. He had been patted down and punched for weapons every single day when he came to the school. And on Wednesday, he had a gun. So when they went to do the pat-down, he decided to save them the trouble of finding it and shot the two staff members, one of who's out of the hospital, thank goodness. The other one is now in serious condition, which is better than critical condition, meaning they're getting better as well. And then this kid, I'm assuming, took his own life.
Yeah, we have to guess.
They found his body out in the woods,
about 1,000 feet from his car. I mean, out there in the woods. Yeah, you have to make that or something. They'll confirm that. All right, take a break, come back. We'll continue on with Handle on the news. In the meantime, let's check in with Jennifer live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
A small tornado in Carpinteria has damaged about 2 dozen mobile homes. The twister touched down yesterday. It was rated an EF0, which is weekend narrow. The Ventura County Fire Department says a spout of some type was first reported near Carpinteria on the Santa Barbara County coast, then in Malibu. A nonprofit taking out free meals to anyone needing food during the LA District strike. Community Build is providing healthy pre-packaged meals donated by Ralph's Soul Foods and Trader Joe's. Pickups are available from 11 to 1 through tomorrow, but the nonprofit says it's prepared to offer food as long as there is a strike. Today is supposedly the last day of the strike. Meal distribution is provided by the school district once it was all done yesterday. Well, with opening day just a week away, MLB is still working to speed up the game. The Baseball and Players Association put out new guidelines to clarify some of the changes made to the pitch clock rule. And in that document was a note about not the players, but the bat boys and bat girls. It says new standards will be enforced to make sure equipment is quickly retrieved to help efforts to speed up the game. It goes on to say the league will evaluate the performances of bat boys and bat girls, and teams may be asked to replace them if their performance is considered substandard. Might not work in at least one minor league club. Single-A Greensboro Grasshoppers use a family of Labradors as the team's staff dogs. Amy King, KFI News. How appropriate on National Puppy Day. A judge has denied Huntington Beach's request to suspend state housing mandates and indicated the overall lawsuit has no chance of success. Judge Fred Slaughter ruled the constitutional challenges do not hold merit. The request for the TRO was not an emergency, and the city may not have standing to bring the lawsuit in federal court in the first place. Huntington Beach has said the state housing mandates violate the city's constitutional rights in an attempt to urbanize the city. And 2/3 of our planet could soon be seen at the same time.
Keep your eyes up for a 5-planet alignment.
stars in the app Star Walk, the Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and Mars will appear across the night sky next week with the best view of them after sunset on Tuesday. Astronomers say you should be able to see Venus, Mars, and Jupiter with the naked eye, but binoculars or a telescope will likely be needed to see Mercury or Uranus. Second man on the moon, Buzz Aldrin, tweeted out the heads up, saying the 5 planets plus the moon will be in an arc shape as seen from the Earth. If you want to see a sixth planet on Tuesday, just look down. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
We'll get a look at your drive on the 405, but first it's Sports with Wayne.
All eyes are on the UCLA Bruins as they face Gonzaga in the NCAA basketball Sweet 16 round today. That's at 6:45 live on AM 1150. The Lakers are closer to a 500 season after yesterday's 122-111 win over the Phoenix Suns. Coach Darvin Ham says it's the new team attitude that's making a difference.
We just stayed encouraged. The energy was great on the sidelines. The guys talking each other up. Hey, next time now, let's do this, do that. Guys talking strategy.
The Clippers get the Oklahoma Thunder at 7:30. That game is live on 8570 LA Sports. In spring training baseball, the Dodgers lost to the Seattle Mariners 5-1. They get the Diamondbacks today. The Angels squeeze past the Colorado Rockies 10-9. No game today for the Halos. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports. You decided you want to pull some money out of your house. You've been waiting for a while. You're building equity. Oh, just like crazy. Value your home goes kind of crazy. Well, that's stopped. Now it's pretty well set, maybe drop in the next year or two. So, all right, you're going to pull some money out. Being $75,000 or more, and interest rates going to go up, so maybe you want to pull the trigger. Let me suggest HMS Capital. HMS Capital, this is where I went twice for a mortgage. So I know these guys fairly well. I'm a big fan, obviously. There's no appraisal or credit report fees to apply for. That's HMS Capital. Call 833-255-5698. 833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com. That's HMS Capital.
So how weather from KFI looks like we've got a mostly cloudy day ahead. We might get a few sunbreaks this afternoon, but we still have some showers lingering out there from our recent storm. Highs today will just be in the upper 50s, and then it looks like by tomorrow we'll see some low 60s and more sunshine into the weekend. Another chance that rain comes in on Tuesday into Wednesday. Right now it's 48 in Brea and in Glendale. Let's take a look at your drive with KFI in the sky, and this time we're finding out why it's slow on the 405.
There's someone driving the way for your doing northbound coming away from Lakewood Boulevard. Just looks like there was an early problem beyond the 710 out of Long Beach around, let's say, Alameda or Sensei. Looks like everything's cleared there. Was a ranch house and is working in lane. So the northbound on the 405, kind of impacted here and there, especially still going free off of 110 if you come out of Carson through the Torrance area. And continuing through the South Bay, towards South Road Springs Avenue, so the northbound on the 405. Off the 105, that'll be busy for you to make for the towards the 10. And the southbound side of the 405 coming through the St. Fernando Valley. I don't know if they'll do the north off, that's pretty roughly right. And they do West LA, to make way towards Sunset. Say if I'm the style, get there faster. I'm in Polio Team. During Staples Teacher Palooza, teachers save big, or you save, like 20% on all Crayola products, plus 80-count Lysol disinfecting wipes are only $1.99. In store only, offer ends $3.25 off the 5 glass. Help your favorite teacher start their classroom at Staples. For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules.
The podcast Let's Start a Coup wonders, what if a secret cabal of the nation's most powerful people tried to overthrow the president? Explore how it almost happened to FDR in the 1930s in this darkly comedic retelling of one of American history's weirdest scenes.
And for you, Major General, nothing will ever do this thing. Why? Is there something bad?
Listen to Let's Start a Coup on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. USA is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction with retail banking in California by J.D. Power. Since California has home to most award shows, we prepare to thank you, Steve.
The Californians everywhere, we've been proud to help you plan, budget, and save smarter. Our goal tracking and budgeting tools would have no place to shine if it weren't for you, and we can't thank you enough for that. And thank you to our real-life humans who go above and beyond for our customers every day.
For J.D. Power 2022 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Member FDIC.
And Mike Diamond Plumbing, we sell good. Go up on dime or your house call is free. MikeDiamond.com.
Win Las Vegas welcomes you to Awakening, a new theatrical experience created by award-winning artists, enriched by spectacular sound, meet colorful characters, and journey with them through wondrous realms. Experience Awakening. Get your tickets at awakening.com.
If you're ever hurt in an accident, whether it's a car, motorcycle, truck, or even a dog fight, call a firm that's been helping injured accident victims for 18 years and winning. I'm talking about Sweet James Accident Attorney. Sweet James settled $188 million last year alone to their injured clients. And the best part is, every time they settle a case, they donate meals to them. Having fed almost 80,000 people in the last year, most people don't know what to do when they're in an accident. You might not be able to use your car, and the injury might not allow you to go to work or take part in your normal everyday activities. If it happens to you, just call Sweet James. Speak to somebody who cares. You got nothing to lose. Get the compassion you need, help with medical treatment, and the money and justice you deserve. So if you've been hurt in an accident, you've got to call the Defense Theater of Justice. Awarded Best Attorneys in America. 800-500-5200. 800-500-5200. For Sweet James.
Y'all know who we're going to
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've blessed in the past year.
2023 iHeartRadio Music Award.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With individual awards to dance, Taylor Swift.
And performances by Icon Award recipient Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, Emil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Larson, and more.
Grab yourself and listen on iHeartRadio.
Monday night at 8 p.m.
American Vision Windows, SoCal's choice for energy-efficient windows and doors. AmericanVisionWindows.com.
KFI AM 640.
The news, what it means, why it matters. Oh, microphone just went. Ooh, yeah.
Did that fall out?
Yeah, it's still out. Hey, Bill's actually being interviewed right now by the arm stand. Yeah, I'm literally holding on to the arm stand. We'll just get hold of it in a minute. In the meantime, I'm just holding on to everything. Yeah, wait, you can't have stuff from 1943 and expect it to work as well as it did back then. All right, back we go. War handle on the news, Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
All right, so this is a story that I refer to as, but wait, there's more. So we start with the Alex Murdaugh case, where he is convicted of killing his wife and his son on the family's property. Now, he is the South Carolina law enforcement division they call SLED, so if you're seeing that around, that's what it is. SLED wants to look back on a murder from 8 years ago of a kid who, at the time, allegedly was having a homosexual romantic relationship with the surviving son of Alex Murdaugh. Now, here's the thing. The kid was found in the middle of a roadway, but he had no injuries to his extremities, his lower extremities, nothing like that. So when cops got there, they said, this is not a hit and run, this is a murder. The kid was buried. Now the family is having the body exhumed, and SLED is going back to look into now whether or not somebody in the Murdaugh family could have been part of this murder. Great! This Lifetime movie at its best.
It is. We were just playing with the microphone here. Microphone on. Yeah, which we had to Mickey Mouse. Ooh, I think that's a copyright violation. I'm going to be talking more about copyright violations coming in at what time? 7:30. Really a great story. So there we go. How's that for a promo?
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' administration is talking about expanding their prohibition on teaching sexual orientation or gender identity. Right now, you can't teach it in K-3. The Education Department of Florida is going to vote on expanding the ban all the way through the 12th grade. And they don't need the legislature or anybody to let them do it. They can just do it as a matter of education board policy.
Now, look up Uganda and LGBTQ rights. Uganda just passed a law that makes homosexuality eligible. You're eligible for the death penalty. Attempted homosexuality, I don't know what that means. Death penalty is the matter.
section. What about aiding and abetting? That's a penalty. What about an accessory after the fact to homosexuality? I think that may only go 20 years. And DeSantis is looking, he's reading that Uganda bill right now in front of his desk going, oh, if only. Yeah. Then they roughly, so in this country is whole life. Go ahead. You were talking about Mickey Mouse, and now it's Disney versus DeSantis. He's got a gay rights summit now booked into the Magic Kingdom. And so the summit will be hosted by the sponsor of Out and Equal and Comes area year after DeSantis started the feud with Disney over the bill. And good. The mouse kind of seems to be, I mean, his big old white hand, his nose, bring it on. There's two sides to it. Because when Disney, when Orlando opened up in its own county, or actually its own district, development district, they created their own city, their own tax system, their own building safety, their own permit department. Because where do you go to build Cinderella's castle? Which inspector? Oh yeah, you did that wrong. I want the stones moved over there, and the whole thing was so unique. However, now, you know what, DeSantis saying, wait a second, they get breaks that nobody else does. And we've gotten rid of that. For political purposes, we said, okay, Disney is done because of its LGBTQ stance. But there's an argument. I understand when they built it. I understand they really need their own fire department. They like it. They are all trying to get these characters comes off the truck and puts out your fire. It's very entertaining. They do it very differently, that's all. But the argument is, hey, you know what, we have laws here to fight to everybody. When they started, I understood that. So you've got both sides of that. All right, I know you're going to get into this with Mo at 8:30 with Musings with Mo on a Thursday. So we'll just quickly tell you that Lindsay Lohan, rapper Akon, and many other celebrities have agreed to settle with the SEC for promoting cryptocurrency without making it clear that they were being paid to promote cryptocurrency. It's not, in my mind, a ton of money. All of these celebrities together, I only named a couple of them because you and Mo can get into all the people involved, but collectively it's a little over $400,000 in fines that they have agreed to. And of course, admit no liability, as always. Just settle up, it's done, you're finished, and I mean, you have to, hey, you've got to have transparency. Like a disclaimer this morning, I mocked the ball soup yesterday at lunch at Brent. There you go. Full transparency. We'll be back. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live in the TFI 24-hour newsroom. The CEO of TikTok will talk to Congress today about national security concerns over the popular video app. We'll get into more of that during Handle on the News in a second. The White House reportedly will break up its COVID-19 response team after the public health emergency ends in May.
There's one in a million.
After 4, it is expected to be a big one at the box office. The fourth installment in the Keanu Reeves franchise is expected to make between $65 and $70 million over the weekend. We're going to look at your drive with DKFI in the sky. Look who's back. The prize coming up in just a moment. And whether you're starting your watch collection or extending it, check out Bob's Watches, one of the largest and finest collections of pre-owned, modern, and vintage luxury watches. Rolex, Omega, Cartier, Tudor, they have them all. And all orders qualify for free overnight shipping. All orders, all watches, independently certified authentic. Bob's Watches, one of the leading online luxury timepiece marketplaces for men and women. $200 off right now. Google Bob's Watches and Bill Handle. What you do? Google Bob's Watches and Bill Handle. Your discounts automatically apply yours. SoCal weather from KFI. Still a lingering shower this morning. Should taper off later in the day. Possibly some sun breaks. High temps in the upper 50s. More sunshine and lows in the 60s by tomorrow. This report is brought to you by your Let's Go Places. Welcome back, Jeff Bowie, missed you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Missed you too, boy. Just trying to give Will and some of the other guys that were going in for me a break. So I got some stuff in front of me, so we'll get some other time. Let's do some traffic here. Northbound 110 Exposition, right outside USC. There's a bit of a problem that went over to the shoulder kind of quickly, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But a little slow coming up from 105.
Oh, my.
The Kino Pomona,
We can take a look over here.
South 71 admission. This is test what else is new. Potholes. Now, the road's been reopened, but again, I would watch it. But this time it's south now. South 71 admission potholes coming up. The Corona Anaheim run, West 91, kind of normal for this hour of the morning. Really, it's slow. 15 to the 71. Driving weather is improved, but boy, watch yourself. There's still potholes all over the place. And we just got word of a problem northbound 405 at National. That's as you approach the Santa Monica Freeway in West LA. More on that one coming up. Please be careful. Get a fire in the sky. Helps get you there faster. We're trying. I'm Jeff Farr. During Staples Teacher Palooza, teachers save big, or you save, like 20% on all Crayola products, plus 80-count Lysol disinfecting wipes for only $1.99. In store only, operates $3.25 off the 5 flat. Help your favorite teacher start their classroom at Staples. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com. Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and over 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com. Restaurant way, the game deck, an overgrown and unusable outdoor space. Let System Pavers destroy it for you. This month, System Pavers will demolish, dig up, and haul away your dated, neglected patios, walkways, driveways, and overgrown backyards for free, and will replace them with the outdoor space of your dreams. Dramatic driveways, built-in fire pits, stunning outdoor kitchens, share-worthy patios, and more. For 30 years, System Pavers has helped more than 80,000 homeowners transform their homes with beautiful, durable, and high-quality outdoor remodels, and you can be next. Contact us today to take advantage of our most popular offer, free demolition and removal, plus get 0% financing. Get started today by calling System Pavers at 800-004 or visit SystemPavers.com to get in spot. That's 800-004 or SystemPavers.com. All businesses with 30% financing because of Google 2 website for offers, email, contact and license 62575. Scores. You just can't miss watching college ball at Morongo. And now the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
From 16 to 8, and so on. You can watch every score, every game with each game and play.
Number 4.
Lifetime win. You can win up to $100 in free play when you earn 500 points on your World Cup. Now to the 30th.
3.
Your deal done right. Get a free haircut when you purchase any color team at Big Bob this month.
Number 2.
Ray Gun Gift Giveaway. You can grab the camera taker when you earn 500 points on your World Cup. The 27th or 28th.
And the number 1 reason.
ROTHSCHILD is live May 26th. Get your ticket now.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good time. For everybody. You locked your cat up the tree?
Yeah, he's way up there. I'm scared to come down.
Hang on. I'll get him for you.
Be careful, mister.
Thanks, kid. Here you go.
Where did you come from? And where's your mouth and tape?
What? Oh, your mom and dad called us to clean out your shower drain.
What?
They were up a tree, too.
Really?
Your drain was really clogged, backing up, and we have to stop that nasty stuff from invading your bathroom.
So you're a hero?
Try to be every day. We're rooter heroes.
Wow.
We make sure you live in a safe, clean house. Go on.
Thanks for us being good.
It's what a hero does.
If you know how to plug in, call We're Hero coming in air. Go online at ViralRabbi.com.
At Solomax Technology are living a business's dream. They're growing like crazy. They're hiring installers, sales reps, and customer service technicians.
So imagine supporting your family, getting great benefits, and having a chance for growth with the supportive team at Solomax.
You will be
Fucking Americans feel like
they're
this.
local. They're based
I don't
in
see
Riverside,
that.
but
They don't
also
do it.
highly quality solar panels and do everything under one roof.
Contact Solomax today and be part of the clean energy solution. Apply at solarmaxtech.com/careers, solarmaxtech.com. facebook.com/careers.
No one has the same taste as you. From the music you love to the podcast, you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all. For free, download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
No, hello.
All it says is, support the current wall.
This is all about checking the gun violence box. You've got to ask
Second full of love, mental battle, mental crisis, mental battle with mental crisis.
Live 9 to 1 p.m. on KFI. And here on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, what is this bullshit?
Handle here on Thursday morning, March 23rd. We finish handle on the news with Jennifer and Wayne and me.
Nothing to see here. It's totally safe. That is what we are expecting the CEO of TikTok to tell Congress today. Of course, Congress is sort of toying with the idea of a ban of TikTok because of security concerns over what China can do when it comes to spying on us via this app. And so the CEO is going to go there today to try and tell them that no, there's nothing on there that China can get into. There's nothing on there that China can spy on us with. And that this is totally fine, and that by banning TikTok, you would not only hurt anybody who watches the social media platform, but anybody who has a small business on the social media platform.
You see a picture of this guy, Choo, or Xiao Chu?
Yeah,
He looks like he's 14.
yeah, super young.
I mean, all these guys are 12 years old who start these companies. And they're all billionaires.
And I hate them because of it.
What about the part where their in-app browser
Can
log every key that you type in?
Wayne, don't worry about that. Nothing to do with it.
Oh, I don't like this. Now, nobody thinks baseball games are too short. And they have undertaken various rules, particularly pitch clock rules, to try to speed up the game. Right now, a memo says that they're considering getting rid of back boys and back girls. And they're not fast enough.